what it takes to round the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right. Seeking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack wood when I'm traveling. Seeking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right. Seeking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right. Seeking a place with young free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun out. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling.
What do you mean by insecurity?
When I say insecurity, you have, what's the word? You know, I got third grade education.
Well, let me ask you a question.
When you have a fear, when you have a fear of something.
Okay, now if so, you're saying a man is secure if he allows other men around his woman. He's secure.
He's secure within himself.
What makes him secure that he allows men around his woman that he know
That if she choose to go that way with that man, then she's never been for me. That's up to her, and I move in the way that I need to move.
What makes him secure though? Because he knows that he can't control her, and so if she cheats, it is what it is. That makes him secure.
Period.
So
damn, for real.
You know I love you've been rocking with me when they had 10 people watching this motherfucker.
Go ahead, ask your question. What's your question?
Well, you know, just in terms of even an old friend, you know, just considering what was being said, I think Illa has a point. I think you guys have a point in terms of he been a friend for a long time. In my head, I'm like, the fuck that mean to me? You know, like that's just how my head, like when I be thinking this shit, I'm a husband now, right? Oh, I don't, what you did generally, I don't, it is what it is, right? But what can he do for her? Can she go to him for the support? Can she go to him for money?
None of that shit.
I'm gonna let you finish answering.
Can she go to him for money?
No, she can't. That's my job.
Can she go to him for spiritual guidance?
No,
that's your job. Shit.
Exactly.
Can she go to him for protection?
No,
like men, they go fight things of that nature. The strong boys would be taken and separated from their family, stuff like that.
Yeah, and they were they're used to. Yes, that's happened.
So when we're criticizing black men, if you think it takes a couple generations to change, right? And we just went through some of the things you acknowledged happened to black men and were targeted specifically just 2 generations ago with your your generation. and then we come at black men like we did it all to ourselves. You don't think there's apology of some sort in order?
For the free.
Let me be
You
clear.
left him
Let me
for
be clear
free.
about something.
Shit.
I did not ask him for his pension because that had children outside of our marriage.
You left
Shut
him
the
for
fuck
free.
up.
You're
Because
not,
y'all always get
not
on
even
here.
listening.
So shut the up.
you not
Y'all always
listening.
get on here.
You not
Try to
listening.
dismiss women. Stop
You
trying to
not
be in
listening.
abusive relationships, whether it is
You are not
beneficial or
listening.
not.
Bro,
you
if you had two people sitting there, right? They had a one night stand. He put the rubber on, and you got to tell one of them they was wilding, and one of them they was wilding. You would say the woman was wilding.
Mm-hmm.
She should have made that nigga put a condom on.
Yeah, especially because niggas' dicks be dirty.
What level of responsibility? Well, not what the stats say. What level of responsibility would it be on? So he didn't put a condom on. She got pregnant. It's a one night stand. Who would you put the onus on for that happening more?
If I had to choose the woman because she gives the access.
Damn. So she should have made sure he put a condom on his dick.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Like that. Wow.
Look like Mr. Fantastic was right.
Brother.
Okay. Damn. So putting a baby.
That need to be a mom is huge for women. So depending on who the woman is, a woman with a kid is less desperate to have a baby with any goddamn body.
Okay. All right. But you're saying she's 28. The clock starts getting louder and louder.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the danger comes in.
She have a baby by a homeless person. She don't give a shit. she ready to pull up on her bridge with no panties on.
That guy from he just came home, right? He just got out of jail. What's his name? Meeks. Jeremy Meeks. I think he was a prisoner.
Yes.
He got
good hair. Yeah.
He got green eyes and all that.
They ready to get pregnant by that dude. Ain't got no job, no nothing. That's a perfect example. Yep.
Damn, man.
The dude with the green eyes, she wants her baby with. So that's what I'm saying. She find a whatever type of dude that would make a pretty baby. She online saying, I'm on birth control. You ain't got to wear no condom. Nigga ain't got no job, no nothing, but he got green eyes. She ready to bust it.
What I would recommend is you get a job, right? You work it, maybe in an industry that you could thrive in. Learn it, right? Without the risk, build a foundation. That way, when you jump into it, you're ready, Are we having a conversation? Are you here? Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Are you responding to me, you think, or?
Who else am I responding to?
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you what I hear. You asked me what I hear as far as that question.
I know, but as I'm breaking it down for you, is it?
Move on.
You're right.
Let it go.
You are partway chivalry to like you and yours. Is that truly chivalry? Is it just you protecting your investment or your asset, which is your life? And I want to go back to maybe that isn't as chivalrous because you're protecting your investment, which is your wife. If somebody smacks her
investment,
but the woman on the bus, the old lady on the bus is standing up with a cane, and you gonna sit there and stick your happy hips, your wide hips down that bus, and watch her stand up on that with that cane the whole entire time. That's not chivalry.
Are you saying that me protecting my wife is less chivalrous than me giving my seat up for some old hag?
Are you
No.
Are you really chivalrous if you are only protecting your investment?
It's mine, right?
Right, you're protecting what's yours, but are you truly chivalrous if you don't give up the seat on the bus?
I've been only pursuing so much for the attention of women. This is all, it sounds so new to me when I'm hearing it, but maybe I didn't have this perspective before. Calvin was good. B-Love, what's up? But it's just like why we do things. Where does our moral code actually come from? How far are we willing to go to stand on it? Does your moral code have contingencies? I have the clips queued up, but I'm just thinking through it. The double standards. How long can we? I thought they just were a thing, but I guess they have there's a reason. what do you mean by insecurity?
Direction, choose your own path.
Don't just wear anything. Wear garments that mean something. We got hats. We got sweatshirts. We got jackets. We even got hoodies. Let's not forget our classic tees. Direction, choose your own path.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basic. Pay attention. Stay alert. And remember, choose your own path.
Direction, choose your own path.
You know, this is the home of We Major, Me Frosty, Unfamous, and the restricted clothing brands. Let's get it.
The message is always in the cloth, the colors, the designs, the fit. Basic. Pay attention. Stay alert. And remember, choose your own path.
This Might Be Risky sponsorship package is here. Have your ad run on our live streaming episodes, linked in the video description and attached to our many hot take clips. The channel is fast growing with thousands of views and subscribers. Don't miss your chance to grow your business on one of the fastest growing platforms on YouTube. Join the family today. This might be risky. Email us at thismightberisky@gmail.com if interested. Hashtag Indeed, hashtag do the right thing.
Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun down. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun down. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun down. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling.
DjHamp the stamp.
Hood when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun down. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Hood when I'm traveling. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic right up on the shoot. Seeking a place where you're free, and I got what it takes to round the mic mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun down. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling.
DjHamp the Stamp.
When I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack one when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. When I'm traveling, get that when I'm traveling. Six pack one when I'm traveling. The shit speaking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. The shit speaking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. The shit speaking a place where young free, and I got what it takes to rock the mic right. Still watch what you say out your mouth, cause 50 shots still turn the gun down. I'm Mr. Hood when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. When I'm traveling. Get that when I'm traveling. Six pack one when I'm traveling. When I'm traveling.
Perfect. Yo, DjHamp the Stampede, we in the building.
It's a stampede! DjHamp the Stamp. DjHamp the Stamp.
Perfect. Like, hit, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Yo, what's poppin'? Like, share, subscribe, get the likes up, get the likes up, get the likes up, man. Let me check something real quick. You know what I mean? It's that weekend. Oh, shit. Can y'all hear me? Check. Can y'all hear me? Yo. I'm good. Put a 1 in the chat if I'm good. Put a 1 in the chat if I'm good, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, man. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. I'm good now, right?
Perfect. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Yeah, man. Like that. It's that weekend, man. I'm in DC right now. I'm about to head to Philly. We're gonna make a whole thing out of it. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be super dope, me. I'm telling you. Everybody is here. If they not, they coming in today, catching their flights. We're gonna get it popping, man. CJ, Jagu, they coming from the West Coast. Mr. Fantastic coming from Florida. Black King already in Philly. Hassan coming from Arizona.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit perfect. Like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
You know what I mean? They ain't duck no smoke, ain't duck no wreck. We here, man. You know, it's a lot of people running their mouths. You know what I'm saying? And these brothers on the chat, or excuse me, on the card, are just a part of the YouTube community and decided to step up. Feel me? Joseph had some unfortunate shit, but we can't let anything fail. The show must go on. This brings people together. This brings people tighter. You know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing like when you go to combat with somebody that you respect. The respect grows. You know what I'm saying? Just for the simple fact that those brothers willing to get in there. You know what I mean? I think it's a true testament to, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You can call it old school, whatever. Masculinity, a part of it is being physical. Point blank, period. You know what I'm saying? Perfect. Especially with all the shit talking that be going on here. Especially as much as people talk about holding each other accountable and yada, yada, yada. Man, meet me face to face in a controlled environment and we see what's what. They run their mouths a whole lot on this internet thing. A whole lot on this internet thing. You know what I'm saying?
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit
Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Hold on, let me play this real quick.
Wow.
Perfect. So I'm about to get up out of DC. I wanted to come on, you know what I'm saying? I just don't want to miss a day, you feel me? So it's a little bit early, kind of impromptu, but we here, man. The overall issue, you know, and I could probably do the DJ set, but it'll be kind of rushed, you feel me? So I want to make sure that's as substantive as it always is, you know what I'm saying? But we here though, that's for damn sure. I mean, I think last week, that list that we had for last week was definitely in gearing up for this fight, man. You know what I'm saying?
Shows your own
You know what I'm saying?
Walk around the club, fuck everybody.
You know what I mean?
Run up, get done up. 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 If we beat, then I got you. If we beat, then I got you. If we beat, then I got you. If we beat, then I got you.
Man, so we definitely here, man. We definitely here. The weekend has arrived.
I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass, my nigga. I'll beat your ass. I'll beat your ass.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, if you fuck, boy, I'm look, if you fuck, boy.
So we here, man. This one, see this my shit right here.
It's 50, aka Ferrari.
Man, this one. Get the likes up, get the likes up, get the likes up, man. So, yeah, man, last week was stupid, man. I appreciate y'all. Chocolate Bunny with the $5. What's poppin' says, good morning, cousins. Y'all have fun. Vlog the weekend for us, for sure, man. I hope I got all the right equipment to make that successful, man. Yeah, man. I've been up, bro. I had a lot of shit to do all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I got to get out of here in around noon. So I said, well, I don't want to miss the show when I have an opportunity this morning. You feel me? So it might be a little bit slower, but it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. I like being up, man. Perfect. You know? Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Get the likes up. Let me see who in the chat real quick. Let me see. Mel was popping. You already know. Nemo, salute. Ignite, what's up, my brother? Hope all is well, man. Yeah, get the likes up. Charles Rose, what's popping? Uncle Rick said it's cool. Love C, always, as always, putting in work. You feel me? She said, wishing all the cousins a happy Friday. That's a fact, though. Chocolate Bunny once again, salute. Mel in here, emo. AW, what's up, sis? Cali Bev in the building. Ebony, what up? Crazy, man. Rock solid. Let me see. Juggernaut, salute. James was popping. Let me see what else in here real quick and get it popping. Lydia, what's good? From Twitch. I gotta put more time in the Twitch to understand it. Ezekiel Salone. I got James already. Hey, man. Hey, man, you never know, man. Minaj, what's popping? Salute. Yeah, man, we lit. Damn, man, we gonna see, man. Chris, what up, though? D. Sammy was good, man. G. Hope all is well. Oh, there you go. Bug, what's popping? Disaster zone. Salute. Fifi was good. T-Dub. I ain't seen you in a minute, T-Dub. Hope all is well, man. Royce was good. BT in the building. What's popping, BT? I ain't seen you in a minute. Maybe just this week, though. You be busy. Dion, salute. Damn. Let's get it, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. That like was popping, my brother. Hope all is well, man. Let me see. Orchid, salute. Let me see. Carlton, Blink was popping. Oh, Blink, right? Yeah, I got that. Leon. Nah, no crazy vibes today, man. I wanted to get to the conversation because I got limited time. Mr. He Said was good though. And Jose made, I like it. Appreciate you, Mr. Williams. Was good. Hope all is well. Lord ADS in the building. Yeah, man. Yeah. Callie gonna play the set in the music room. Make sure I join the Discord, man. The Discord is popping, man. There was a hell of a conversation yesterday that if you missed it, you missed the gem. You know, I missed it. But what I heard about it, I think it was substantive in a lot of different ways. I think it may have rubbed people the wrong way, but for the right reasons. And you can always pull from something from it, even if you don't like it. Even though what was pulled from it, I think unfortunately, it was unfortunate.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
What does that mean? Get the likes up, man. Get the likes up. We got 100 people in the building, and we have 62 likes. Let's get the likes up and get it popping. Yo, appreciate everybody for being here. Impromptu, short notice, but we do not miss work as much as we can avoid missing work. You know what I mean? So look at this, man. I think this is an overarching issue, right, that we have constantly, and it's very consistent from the majority of us. You know, it just like we just can't be wrong, right? If somebody even says something and we know we agree, for some reason we'll put a but behind our yes. You know, okay, but, yes, but. And I just believe when you say that or when you do that in response, like you're in a level of disagreement. Like the need to be right, that was always associated with women once I got to the internet, but it ain't just women. It's everybody. The need to be right is the craziest, most detrimental shit. That phrase permeates throughout men and women. From what I surmise when I'm looking at panels, moderating panels, listening at people having conversations, there's very little concession at all times. You know? And I'm just trying to figure out what is the goal for when you join a conversation. I even hear when people join a conversation and just start talking about what they want to talk about. Newsflash for everybody. That shit is disrespectful. All right? Even though you just joined in, right?
and you just start talking about something we just ain't talking about. It's disrespectful. But the need to be right, for what I gather, is strong in the women. But you gotta know, I like to like understand talking points. And as you moderate panels, the men, us men, could potentially be worse because of the competitive nature, because of the natural disposition to be disagreeable. It's hard as shit for us to concede. Can I turn my mic up? Check. Is that better? Is that better? I turned it up a little bit. Is that better? Let me know. Is that better? The microphone? Okay. Okay. Let me check. Check. Oh, I see it. I hope that's a little better. Okay. I think we need to sit back and sound far away. Yeah, cause just this mic. I don't know if this mic is great, as great as it's like my other one that I use all the time. But I like to travel with these because it's metal. So, well, the other ones are metal, but I don't know. It just feels more durable, you know. And plus, the room I'm in is bigger too. Usually, in my office, it's a smaller room. I'm sitting in like a living room, dining room area. Yeah, but I sound okay though. At the very least, I sound okay. Y'all can hear me well enough, I hope. Yeah, because I can even hear the echo too. You know? Okay. But is it good though? Like, is it good? Good enough to continue? Oh, let me try. Okay. I've got another mic too. All right, let me know if I don't sound as crisp as I need to sound. Okay. Yeah, it's the room. I apologize. So, and Darius said something interesting. Yeah, there's branches off the tree, you know. But I think what happens, Darius, is it's not even a branch. Like, it's just totally off base, right? It's something that they were thinking about that they think aligns, right? But it doesn't actually, and I think people know that, you know. People know when they're being, like, I don't think the majority of people are delusional. I think people are being obtuse, right? I think they're being obtuse when these conversations are happening. Like, it's like delusion is almost something that you bought into and you really believe. I think people are just, the need to be right is stronger. Ain't nothing wrong with their brains, you know, to where they just so far gone. No, the concession, the I'm sorry, the I'm right, the I concede is poison, right? Yeah, the sun was actually just out over here, Tanisha. You know, yeah, they super conscious of what they're doing, 100%. And it's just it's poison. The fact that everything is a debate is poison to the conversation. We had a conversation on Tuesday with the ladies. And so, Laura, so the fight is Sunday. So the membership, you know how you become a member of This Might Be Risky? So you go through all the membership. It's the top membership. It's $29.99. You join that membership level. That membership level allows you to do a members only live stream. So the fight will be on members only live stream, where the only way you'll be able to view it is if you have that level of membership. And you'll be able to view the fight that way. So it's like a pay-per-view, so to speak. All right. And we had a conversation regarding like domestic violence, you know, what can or cannot do to your husband or wife in terms of like rape and things of that nature. In that conversation, the need to be right, you can destroy a conversation like that. It's already very sensitive, right? But the fact that the people that were involved were able to step back and kind of listen, learn and understand what was being said, allowed for us to have such a difficult conversation. Because that conversation, the need to be right, is dangerous. Yep, James, that's a great point. People don't want to lose. I'm not losing no fight in front of my woman. And then, you know, when you're looking at the internet, right, to James' point, the audience, the people watching. But I don't think it does what we think it does. So I don't think that when we're doing the most, when we're being obtuse to a point where we can't hear anything, where we can't concede, when you're doing that in front of the audience can see the shit. Now the audience has a bias, but people know in their heart and in their minds who's actually winning and losing. Your mans know you wrong. He just gonna ride with you. But if he your man, he would tell you, yo, bro, you was bugging. So it's something that's detrimental. And what I find is a lot of the gentlemen and ladies who have been on YouTube, who kind of know the ropes, actually have the most difficulty with navigating the need to be right. Yeah, James, that's a good analogy. If you playing cards, you flip the table, you can't finish the game. You know? Somebody drop the link to become a member, and James, you should be able to, or Leon, you should be able to find it, bro. But I've noticed that those of us that have been on YouTube or that do YouTube, whether it be moderating, joining panels consistently, having channels, we have the most difficulty with the concessions. And it could be because of what James said, right? Because the audience, right? When you have your own audience, right? And you have fans, you know, for you to lose could be detrimental, right? But what I think is for you to learn, if your people really fuck with you, they see you learning in real time, I think that can be uberly valuable. You know? So thank you, Raw. Thank you. Yeah, we're doing good. So the storm, like the sun was out here in DC just a few seconds ago, so it's looking all right. You know, so but that's what I find. The content creators or the people who are customer panels can be the least likely to kind of step back and take it on the chin, pause in terms of I'm wrong or whatever the case is. You know? Shalom, Judah. Let me show y'all this. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. So, this first clip involves one of the latter that I was just mentioning, right? A content creator, someone who's accustomed to it, a part of it, doing something often, right? And then when people lean into a particular topic that they think or are deemed the expert in, that's where they have the most trouble being wrong. So as an example, if I was talking football to someone and we're going back and forth, like, what's the best scheme to be successful here? If I was wrong in terms of what scheme and that his or hers was better, that would be more difficult for me to be like, damn, you're right? Because that's my thing. I poured time into that, you know? I invested into that. So if I'm wrong in that subject or topic, that's the most difficult one to concede in. And I understand that, right? But that's your thing. But I think those are the most valuable times you'd be like, you know what? I fucked that up. You know? Let me show y'all this. So this was the episode from Tuesday. This is an example of, like I was saying, like a content creator, someone who's invested in a particular topic, thinks they know a lot about it, which they do. But these are the hardest times for us to conceive. We just can't be wrong in these times, you know? So this is a twofold, right? Ro is a part of the POV. She's uberly valuable to the POV, etc., right? So she has that content creation, consistently on panels, know how it goes, right? Mindset, right? You become professional, you know, if you do things a number of times. But then also, this is her topic, you know? Like if I have a political question or a nuanced question based on like local politics and just how things operate, I will call Ro to get a level of understanding that she has and I may not, right? Just to frame it appropriately. But what happens if the shit that you thought is wrong? Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. I only got one screen, so I can't go full screen.
Oh, now, all right, hold on, slow down, all right? All right, slow down, man. Hey, welcome to the panel. Hold your horses. Let me get rolling. She a vet. All right, let me just get rolling.
Dr. Bunny was going. She talking about she shy. So you shitting me.
Roll.
But now the question on the table is Kamala Harris, right? Just all of it. How do they feel about her? Because, you know, it seems like, depending on your algorithm, that black women are supporting her just for the sake that she is or she may be black, right? And I was just looking like, you know, for what's that D word? Like debauchery. I don't know if that's the word I'm looking for. It's like they put black women as a poster child. So I was trying to get their 2 cents. And we started talking about Kamala Harris and the Megan Thee Stallion performance. So it was Rose's turn.
And Chocolate Bunny be here every day. She support me every day. She know I know the songs. I don't even know why she's doing it. Now, Ro. I said Mo. Ro. Come on.
See, this is actually perfect, right? Even in the chat, right? I think we do it too, right? When we're in the chat. Like, for instance, somebody mentioned black men and white men support her too, right? But it's irrelevant to what we're trying to frame out in terms of you guys to understand what the clip is about so we can stay on par with what it is we're trying to mine out here. Right? So when we don't like something, we instantly start fighting for no apparent reason. Right? So in that moment, there's no need to say black men and white men also support her. That's not the subject. Right? That's not what's in contention. We're looking at the frame in which they put black women in, and Kamala Harris is one example of how they just like show this to black women and they'll do it, right? That was the topic here. But when we don't like something, right, we start adding in things that are irrelevant. That's very important, man, because it happens in the chat all the time. And in the chat, it's almost more profuse because nobody can really like debate it in real time. I see you guys debating in the chat a lot, but it's just different when people are typing, you know? So that's one of those things, right? We just can't be wrong. We need to be right. When we don't like something, we start rebutting it for no apparent reason. But what about the men? But what about the women? But what about the white people? But that's not the topic of discussion. Oh, well, black people shooting each other in the hood. But we ain't talking about that. We're talking about police shooting. Right? We conflate a lot of shit when we hear something we don't like.
Kamala, man, the twerking, the representation, what they think pulls you guys in. You know, they said all black women have been supporting this shit. There was one content creator, a woman, and I can't remember the name specifically, but she lost like 400 followers, subscribers on Instagram or something like that when she spoke against Kamala Harris. Your thoughts
about her followers when she spoke against Kamala, or the twerking?
Everything I painted out, the twerking, the fact that people unfollowed her from voicing her opinion. Kamala been like Luck said, back and forth and on what her race is. They said she fucked her way to the top. What's your thoughts? Allegedly.
So it was not appropriate for Megan to twerk at a campaign rally. But that was not told to her, right, to do it, number one. So that was her choice. So when they say, why did they allow it? Who allowed her? That's one. Secondly,
who allowed her?
Who allowed her? When she's performing, nobody tells her don't twerk. You know what I'm saying?
You know they can.
No, you can have, but if your purpose is there, your purpose is one thing to be there for. It's one thing to be there for a purpose, and that is to garner the young people's support. Is different, because what I didn't know is after that happened, Kamala went and said something against her doing that on stage and saying it was not appropriate. So again,
So a couple of things, right? I couldn't find a clip or anything where Kamala spoke out against the Megan Thee Stallion performance, but also, right, Ro, she has a predisposition, right? I think that she favors Kamala over Trump. And so to say that the potential president of the United States, with as much vetting as they do, with all these processes, don't know and can't control what a performer will do on their stage is far-fetched as hell. People practice for things all the time. I've never been in one performance where people didn't go on, even if I'm about to DJ, like a wedding or something, we do walkthroughs to make sure, okay, this is here, this is there, here's where I need to move, etc., etc. But Rose saying that her campaign team had no idea what Megan Thee Stallion was going to do, considering you have evidence of what Megan Thee Stallion does. Yeah, sound check. So for Ro to take that stance, right? You defending something unnecessarily and to a point where it's foolish. Because we have a predisposition and we refuse to change it because we don't want to be wrong. The people that we love, we lean into a level of, I guess you would say, delusion or just being, willfully obtuse to a point because we like someone. Right. Let's keep going. So one thing Rose said is they didn't know what she was going to do on that stage. I need to call Rose. I think she's working from home today.
And who told her to do it? Which I don't think anybody said anything. I think it was just her performing. And after that, they probably was like, "Oh no, this is going to be an issue." So
well, yeah, I know what what's it called when you try to gain back control when some damage control.
Correct.
Right. But see, here's what I would let. Well, hold on. Let's slow down just a bit. Right. Let's slow down just a bit. One, I didn't hear that. Where did you get that from?
So I'll have to share with you the USA Today article.
Okay, share that article with me. And now, it's quite convenient of her to do that, right? To appeal to the older or the crack or the Caucasian constituents, right? Or the people that she wants to vote for her. But at the same time, once the people who she wanted to appeal to saw the twerk and saw Megan, it's already done. So what I'm alleging is it's on purpose. It's easy to denounce Megan after she done performed and got all the eyes in there.
So it wasn't a denouncement of her, it was a denouncement of her dancing and twerking or the event being inappropriate for her doing it.
That's her. Yeah.
So again, like I said.
Well, not again. Hold on, bro. Slow down. Slow down. You gonna get all your words out. Megan is known for the twerk. If she denounces what she did and how she did it, what she's known for, she denouncing her and her actions.
I'm not gonna say that here.
See that part right there. Why not say that, bro? Like, I'm not gonna say that means that you don't want to say it, but there's a level of truth there. Why not say it? Right? Because you understand Kamala denouncing Megan says what? Right? You know that also has a negative connotation, right? You know? So it's just interesting, right? Like how things manifest themselves. Right? She don't want to say it, but she knows it's true. You can tell. That shit loud as hell, right, Ramon? Let me play this.
Because
But
that's
I mean,
not how campaign rallies work, and that's not how campaign work.
I know, but you're talking to layman people. So if layman people like myself come to that conclusion, you just say that we're wrong, or you saying that conclusion you could see how we could get there.
I can see how you can get there, but the facts are, you did not tell her whether Kamala's team told her go out there and twerk for the young people, compared to letting her perform.
Okay.
That's different.
Okay, now before you go on, what was happening at the White House? Did they throw a party where twerking ensued? Did something happen at the White House specifically?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
I may be wrong, but I thought they had like something at the White House where they was shaking ass. Is that off?
That's off. I'm not sure what event you're talking about. I do know that there was the most recent event was the one where they had the gospel people coming in and performing. That was the most recent one.
Okay. All right. So you don't think, I just want to be clear, you don't think that Kamala knew somebody's ass was going to wobble back and forth before they got there?
No, I do not think that she was expecting her to twerk or light twerk like you said.
Bro. There's no way.
Stop the cap.
That they didn't know what she was gonna do. Come on, bro. Damn, Marcellus was popping, bro. I ain't seen you in a minute, my G. Hope all is well. Dried out was popping. Aiden, salute. What I seen? T.O. was good. Oh, I want T.O. D-Match salute. Like, bro, come on, my nigga. You know good and well Stevie Wonder could see Megan Thee Stallion was going to twerk.
Stop the cap.
But that's crazy. Like, why did she go there? What? Why, bro? Why? I gotta call her, y'all. Hold on 1 second. It's 175 people here, man. Please hit the like button, man. Hold on. I gotta call her. Yeah, the smirk is crazy. The smirk is crazy. Yo, listen, man. I'm live right now. Why are you doing this, bro? On the Tuesday night show?
What you doing? What are you talking about?
I got the video paused right now, right? And this smirk on your face lets me know that you did not believe what you were saying. What do you have to say to the people, bro? They can hear you.
What are you talking about?
When we were talking about the twerk session with Megan Thee Stallion.
What do you mean?
You know good and goddamn well Stevie Wonder could see they was going to twerk.
Know that she would twerk? No, they did not know she would twerk.
All right, bye, bro. We already reviewing it. If you want the link, hit the link. Bye. Bro, crazy, man. Real crazy. All right, let me see.
I don't think that was the intention. I think
Kamala is better people then because they should have took
that's her to twerk or light twerk, like you said. I don't think that was the intention.
Kamala is better people then because they should have told her, you bring someone who's known for twerking, tell her don't come up there twerking. We want you to do X, Y, and Z.
You're absolutely right.
They're her people. When you have an event, you tell people what lane to swim in.
No, you don't. Not at a campaign rally.
You do.
Right. And I think you do though, because if you bring someone into an event, you tell them, here, I want you to do this.
No, you do not do that. No, they do not do that at a campaign rally. You bring people in because they're going to bring attention to a crowd that they want to attract.
Right. So, they twerker and say she didn't attract the twerkers.
I mean, come on now. I guess if you're saying every young person twerks.
Probably. No, because I like that.
Well, I can't say that every young person twerks.
I didn't say every young person twerks. I said people
that's what you're insinuating when you're saying, yeah, they're expecting every young person to like that she's twerking, and so they're going to.
No, what I said. What I said earlier, or just now.
Just now.
Yeah. So what I was saying, because I was relaying that to you, responding to you, and you said they're not going to tell her what to do or what she's there for. Yeah. You invite a twerker on there and expect her not to twerk unless you tell her, no, you are here for this purpose. Kamala has experienced political people.
I understand that, but what I'm trying to say is, if a performer comes onto a campaign rally, they're not going to say, don't do you. They're going to say, perform.
It's wild.
That's why she got it. That's why she got what she got it.
So I want to see who's windmilling in the chat. I think I saw somebody. Hold on, let me see. I think it was Remy. So let's use this as an example, right? Right? This right here, right, is a perfect example of what we're talking about. You can't have a conversation about someone potentially changing their stance based on the assessment. It's framed as she's being forced to change her opinion, how she sees it. What if you've been seeing something wrong for years, days, months, weeks, and somebody says, no, this is what that means? Have you guys ever saw like those little video clips where they'll have something, like for instance, the top to the can? You know, like I think the top is like if you pop open your can and then you spin the top, it's supposed to like hold the straw or something like that. Have you guys ever seen those things where you don't like you just usually throw something away, but then they'll use it correctly on like one of those commercials? They'll show you like what that part is for, and you didn't even recognize it. Right? But now, here's the thing, right? And I'm just using Remy as an example because I saw that comment last, right? Now, what she didn't comment on is Love pushing her to like, yo, hold on now. Something ain't right here. Because there's a preset position for no apparent reason. Because even Asia like, nah, nah, this ain't right. That ain't what that is. And Ro with the smirk on her face. Who pointed it out? Was that Strata? She know this is off. I've never been asked to DJ a very high level event and they don't give you, the hacks. Yeah, that's good, Journey, the hacks, right? I've never been asked to DJ a high level event and they don't give you some level of, what's the word I'm looking for? Script or not curriculum, right? But there's a format. There we go, right? There's a format. So if I'm DJing at a certain place, there's a format that I'm going to DJ in. So in Houston, the format is trap music. I'm not going to go in there and just play everything I actually may want to play. At certain weddings, right? There's a script. There's music based on the people there, based on the husband and wife getting married, right? There's a format to everything. At a presidential rally, there's a format. You have to fit within that format and framework. There's no way you don't tell a performer of that high level, with this much scrutiny and this tight of a race, when people don't even think you belong there, you don't know what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? So it just is unrealistic. There's a format to it. But Ro is in it now, so she got to fight to the death now because she in it, as opposed to being like, you know what? I fucked that up. Yeah, right.
I'm not going to say that she told them because, like I said, afterwards she said that
You don't, Ro, you don't think they practice? They do their routine. Yes, they do. They need to know staging and placement and everything.
I don't know who worked with a campaign, but I can tell you they're not sitting there and letting her. Everybody does not practice for a campaign rally. That campaign rally was on a short notice.
Megan Thee Stallion didn't get on stage with her dance team and do placement.
No, it was
in
not
sound check. Are you speculating though? To be fair, you're speculating.
I'm
just like
not speculating because I know somebody on the campaign. That's why I said I'm not speculating. It's not about.
You don't know nobody on that goddamn campaign.
Okay.
Shit, if you know somebody, I know somebody.
I'll call them right now. I don't have to lie.
Call him. I ain't scared of that nigga. Call him.
It's not a big deal, but like I said before.
No. You want to raise your voice? I can make my voice crack. Call him.
It's like I'm telling some kind of.
Call.
So this right here, right? There's dancers. They have to know where to walk out, know where to come to. They have placement. Right, you have to be in particular positions. There's no way it's random, because that's essentially what's being alleged, right? They're randomly just placed, right, and they hope that they have enough space and staging for the amount of dancers and etc.
In the mall with a mama have
And they have limited space here. They didn't practice this. They didn't know where they're going to stand. They just came out here and hoped for the best. Come on, man. Come on.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
We calling your bluff. Call him. You in that purple hat. Call him.
Leave my cousin alone. I wouldn't really scratch your eyes out. Leave her alone.
You the one started with her first. I was
Well, that's my little cousin. You can't.
Come on, man. Come on, bro.
We cannot. We are saying she was wrong for twerking. We know that what that brings, and that is.
Yeah, like it's and Rose about to give a disclaimer, right? She understands that the twerk isn't what we prefer, but just this, right? It's just over the top to say that they didn't practice, right? But we can't be wrong, right? The need to be right is flowing through our veins, man. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Let me read these real quick. Yeah, man, we're gonna get the vibes back next week. Ty, salute. Appreciate you. Things might be an upgrade.
What up, buzz, if it doesn't. I let your boy, thought your cousin was.
Ezekiel, my brother, Shalom, he said for the travel fund. There he is. Salute my G, gifted 5 membership.
What up, buzz, if it doesn't.
Holla at your boy, what your cousin was. What up, buzzin', bird, dozen. Holla at your boy, what your cousin was.
Welcome to the family, man. My brother Marcellus, my brother Derek. 6 memberships. Whoever got gifted one, please maintain it. We on the road to 1,000 memberships.
What up, buzzin', bird, dozen. Holla at your boy, what your cousin was.
Marcellus said, DjHamp, good morning, my brother, and chat. Good Friday. God is good all the time.
Shit like that. Shit like that.
Shit like that. Though, bro. Hope all is well with you, Yurt. See, Moses with the 10 ounces. Whether we getting 4 yards, 14 yards, or 40 yards, I support moving the ball down the field. That's a fact, though. Mias, how you say it? Mias Bell, salute with the 2,000. Females are the best filibusters. Marcus with the 5. What's up, Marcus? And morning, brother Hamp. You should know by now. Hyenas hate the truth, bro. Well, so this is an example of a larger issue, Marcus, is that the majority of us on this internet thing, we have a difficult time being wrong. You know, I think it's the majority of us, and I see it quite often with the panels, regardless of who's on it, the men and the women, bro. You know, so I'm not disregarding your sentiment. I understand your sentiment based on the clip, you know, but I'm actually using this clip to depict and illustrate a larger issue that doesn't have a gender associated with it. Is what I'm deducing from everything that I've consumed, Paul, so far being on the internet. Marcus Evans with the times. Michelle Obama would never invite Megan Thee Stallion to do that nonsense. And you should know, Rose would rather look foolish than conceding to the point. The need to be right is strong. Leon with the tells us the 99 and 2000. Yeah, man. Dre on the grind. What's up, Dre with the tells us, girl, you work at some. Oh, he's singing this song, right? Dre on the grind with the tells us, make a nigga spend his cash. Yeah, I'm not singing that shit, Dre. Leon the Don with the 5 says, twerking at a political rally is wild. Walk the talk with a member for 7 months. That often people lack the ability to concede. Far too often, conceding is seen as losing leverage, when in reality, it's allowing edification of said topic. 100% facts. Beautifully said, Walk. Kasim, what's popping? Shit like that. Hope all is well. Kasim been a member for 8 months. Salute. Because people have a hard time taking responsibility and being shown themselves as wrong. We're very prideful and don't like shame because it's painful. That's the thing, right, Kasim? That's actually a great point. But when we say bring shaming back, shame the women as an example, right? Because I hear that more often. Although men are often getting shamed more and more now in terms of homosexuality. This 40% of men are gay, 40% of black men are gay, this, that, and the third, et cetera, et cetera. That's definitely a shaming tactic. But if people can't concede, if people don't respect you or don't want to be wrong, you can't shame nobody. Yeah, real shit. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. I'm gonna put a little bit more to this, and I got another clip, and I'm gonna drop the link. All right.
Attention that it brings to us, but it is no different than having people at a convention talking about other groups that aren't voting for this person is the devil. We only care about, bad stuff. Everybody, again, when they're on these campaign rallies and they're promoting things, nobody tells them what not to say. They're only telling them what they need, what they need to do to enter the crowd.
Bro, come on, bro. I ran for vice president in high school, and I told nigga, don't go up there and say no dumb shit. So you mean to tell me at a presidential campaign rally? Come on,
Y'all can say what y'all want.
That's crazy, bro.
As far as sleeping to the top, that's expected, right? It's expected because it's us. It's expected because we're women. Look at how they treated, what's her name? That slept with President Clinton. She couldn't get a job for 20 years. Right. She couldn't get a job for 20 years. Oh, it is something that happens, and what can we do?
So you saying that that's a part of her game to get to the top?
Yo, that right there, man. Ladies, Kamala Harris slept her way to the top. It is what it is. Game is game. That's what expected. What can we do? Is that true? Like, ladies, do you expect to get reduced down to your drawers? Regardless of your qualifications, you know you have to sleep with men to get to where you're going to go in the political arena? Like, is that what it is? Like, and ladies, I want to know. I don't know how many ladies in the chat today, this morning, but do you guys expect to have to sleep with men to get what you want, to get to the top, to progress? I'm asking. Because when Ro just stated, if Kamala Harris did sleep with men to get to the top, and sleep with whomever, that's what she was essentially supposed to do. That's the part of the game. So if you're an attorney in the public sector, if you're involved in the public sector politically and you want to grow, yeah, I didn't look it up, Marcus Evans, but I think it was proven. I guess he slept with a man. But ladies, I'm asking you guys specifically. I see Fifi, I see Remy in the chat, I see Chocolate Bunny, I see Ebony. Do y'all expect that? Do you expect to have to sleep with men? That's the game. I want to know what y'all think. Because Ro just said it matter of factly, like the potential president of the United States had to sleep with men because her qualifications weren't enough to get to where she is. And now she's here because she opened her legs. Think about what that reduces Kamala Harris down to.
Are you for? Oh, let me ask you a question, bro. Are you for or against Kamala Harris? That's what I want to say. Against, isn't it?
I can't say.
Well, based on
She's
what
not voting, it doesn't matter. She don't vote in the presidential election. Remember him? She don't vote in her man.
Put him in the fucking bedroom. Get him out of here. Come on.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Oh, I saw Callie too. But Callie, that's not. I understand what you're saying here, but Rose said it as though it was just expected. And then now, what is it? It just if that's what she did, right? Because she participated in it. Is she even qualified to be here, or is you have to be qualified and you have to have sex? Yeah, what did HQ say? What HQ say? No, see, you come in halfway listening. HQ with the $5 says, wait, did I just hear you say she slept with her way to the top? What bullshit are you spreading? Now, let me ask you a question. Have you ever heard me come in saying some dumb shit like that? Or spreading false narratives? Right? That's not what I do. Ro actually answered the question and said that Kamala, what her behavior was to having sex with men is expected. That's what happens all the time. That's what the women do in order to grow. I never vetted it out. So I'm still saying allegedly. Because I didn't see where it was proven. You know, but they're saying that it's proven somewhere. I just never looked it up. But no, I didn't say she slept away to the top. I don't know. But what Rose said is those allegations, I guess she knows if they're true or not, saying she did do it, and that's expected of her. Rose said she slept her way to the top, not me. I got mad messages. So, this said a convict and a prophet to USA is doomed. He owed us up. The next presidential rally, I'm expecting scripters. HQ. Oh, I read this one. Well, the talk this up. Sometimes you gotta put a leg up to get a leg up. Down.
Shit like that. Shit like that. Shit like that.
Leon the Don with the 2000s. Willie Brown. Look him up. Okay, that's the name I heard. I gotta do my due diligence. HQ say yes. I'm not sure what that means. Damn. Man. Melly Mel was popping. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Walk this hell, bro. This is crazy. Who lied on me, Marcus? Who, HQ? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Callie, is it true that she slept with a nigga? She lied on me how? She still lying on me? Even at because maybe she got here late. So once she Biz was popping. So once she understands the context of the conversation, I would assume that she would recant what she said, right? If not, it just further proves what we're talking about. Right? Like it is what it is, right? I can't make her do anything. Reaper was popping. But if she continues that to say that what was said for the sake of not wanting to concede, then it just proves the point. Yeah. You know? Okay, so I have this. Right? Because the point is not so much about Kamala, what we're discussing. It's the need to be right. Us being willfully obtuse about so many things, and when we come in with a presupposition, we stand on that point no matter what we hear, which is why TMBR coined the term windmill. You know? Because that's what people are more willing to do than to concede. They're going to die on that hamburger hill. I should watch that movie, by the way. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. Let me show y'all this. So this was the show on Wednesday night, which was dope. And I think that we'll do more of these as it comes. So we just went through some things that people have told us that are in the Bible that are sinful or ungodly that you can't actually prove with the Bible itself, right? Just going through what a sin is. So we talked about cursing, like saying like F, fuck you, or something like that. And then drinking, right? Drinking liquor, wine, etc. And so people were just talking, but it gets ugly pretty quickly.
Once again, I don't think a lot of individuals really align with it any longer. And they just want to do what they want to do. And it's cool, but for me, I see it every day, and I don't have the same opinion, respectfully.
So I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying. What I'm trying to see is at what point during the timeline did the switch happen where we stopped going to church?
So the conversation right now is they're talking about like going to church, men leaving the church, how the church hasn't done much for Black people in the community, and etc. E Black was stating that at least the church had a level of standard and had principle and gave you kind of an accountability, you know, as you became more involved, right? So they're having a subtle conversation. There's a disagreement here, right? Aaron disagrees, Leon Don disagrees, kind of with E Black, not so much, but they're trying to understand his point, right? So it's flowing, right? Everybody's being respectful, whatever the case is.
Once we figure that out, then I think we can have a better.
I wanted to know what happened to my people.
How did we go from marching and standing up together in political groups to Crips and Bloods and Vice Lords and all of that? And it all happened because we all know that the white man had a part to do in this, but the black church did not go get their people. They did.
So Black America joins the panel here, right? He's been listening. He actually came up earlier just to show love. Then he came back. Black America been supporting TMBR since it was like 30 people in the chat, right? So this part, the level goes up a bit.
Did not save their people off the streets. There's a million soldiers, and I said this on one of Hamp streams. If I was to start a community of Israel right now, all gang members are soldiers. We need y'all for fighting. Y'all gonna be the one in the street making sure that they're being policed and stuff. Y'all not using the black boys right, because I grew up in the church, in the streets. At the church.
I don't agree, because in 1968, and Martin Luther King was his last speech.
So again, you guys hear the context of what's being talked about, right?
No.
Okay,
so that's what I'm saying. Like,
now here's
what year was this?
1968.
So they're having the conversation back and forth. You start to feel the disconnect, right? Because are we talking to each other? Or are we talking at each other, right? And one person can be talking to, the other one will be talking at, because they are on a point that they will not move off of. So is that actually a conversation? Right? Let's see.
Okay. Year did Crips start? 1969.
Okay,
So that's what I'm saying.
My
Like,
whole point, the church has always been there. You're saying that the church never left us. How about we say we left the church?
I don't believe that.
But let me ask you this: what is our responsibility as men towards our religion? Aren't we supposed to praise God? Aren't we supposed to stand up and say, you know what, I'm going to go there and make something better, instead of them kind of like, I know I use the phrase kind of market to us, but at the same time, there has to be something in you that says, hey, I'm going to.
False prophets. There's a lot of Pharisees, Sadducees and Pharisees in that church. Half of the stuff that Hamp read to us and stuff, these people in the chat ain't hear this stuff. Some of this
never heard it before.
And I've been on Israelites for like since 2016, 2017, and Hamp is backing out scriptures that I never heard. My grandmother said to me, I read the Bible from back to, and you ain't teach that. I'm sorry, my grandfather's a bishop. I gotta blame him. He's on the list.
That's the pork chop lying to us. Leading the flock.
What do you think? So you guys hear there's a level of disdain for the black church. And these guys are a little bit younger. Aaron is what, 32, 33. Darvell is 29. Leon, I don't know. Leon, how old are you? My bad. I don't know if you said it. But you hear the disdain, right? It could be also be considering, like, are they complaining? What did you do to change it? What was your conduct? What did you fall victim to? Where's your accountability, right? That could also be, so Leon is 28. That could also be something that could be pulled from what's being said by the young men, right? Because E Black was saying, well, hey, the church was here, was a level of a pillar. It could have done better, but the church gave us a level of structure, right? So that's the conversation. So the young boys, the church, they believe that the church fucked us over. You know, gangs took over instead of church. Gangs are the ones that appealed to the young men because the church couldn't do it or wasn't doing it correctly, right? But again, you can pull from it. Y'all niggas just complaining. You fell victim to what you wanted, what you liked, what appealed, right? You avoided the church. You didn't want the church, right? So that can be the back and forth. You know, you can't hear me? Venus, you talking to me? Y'all can hear me, right? Sorry, I'm looking at these damn. I'm trying to look. Y'all can hear me, right? She ain't talking to me, I think. Okay. She might be talking to somebody in the chat. Okay. Right. But this is what happens, right? When you have these sensitive topics, when it's this level, when it's people's religion, when it's people's sexuality, when it's politics, right? When it's violence, in the home, etc. Right? People have an experience, and that experience trumps all in up to and including logic for both men and women, right? Because you can see Aaron's energy, right? There's been bad experiences with this thing. He's also found something that he deemed more substantive that actually says the church is full of shit for all intents and purposes.
The basement
Well,
of the church.
let E Black reply.
Once again, I think we've all made decisions in our own life, and I think even myself, I had to return to the church later on in life. I tell you one thing, you know, you talk about how you were a child of a bishop, I guess, and no disrespect, but I mean, my church folded over because of money. You know, I have every right to disavow God and all of the things that He's done, but I return back because I know what I need to be in that church. So I think sometimes you have to, you have to return back to rebuild. And if you don't do it, who's gonna do it? You're gonna wait for your kids to do it,
So,
or you're gonna wait for somebody.
so y'all hear it, right? This one thing I always see also, right? And I do it too. Some, you know, at times, right? But like Aaron's ready to respond, right? Because he on what he on, right? It is what it is. I'm not saying he's wrong for it, but does this cause unnecessary dilemmas in our conversations?
Somebody else to do it, and then you join when it's done. At one point, like my whole thing is this: I understand, but what point do our generation take ownership over the Black church?
Can I ask you a question? You said
it's just not gonna happen.
Also, it's another thing that happens that I think that we got to make sure we push against is answering questions with questions. Right? Like he asked a question, which I thought was a great question, but then he's getting asked the question. Right? Because frankly, we don't give a shit what's being said to us. Right? Because our predisposition is this: what I believe is right, what I believe is the truth. I'm telling this person what they need to hear. They ain't telling me a damn thing.
Well, you said your church folded over money, right?
Wait, well, hold on. He asked you a question first.
Oh, well, I'm sorry. What was your question again?
My question was,
right? So once Aaron heard that point about his church folding over money, boom, he got him. So E Black literally asked a question. Aaron said, "Can I ask you a question? Your church folded over money, right?" 10 words between E Black's question and what Aaron replied with. He didn't even hear his question because none of what E Black said after his church folded with money mattered. Because he ain't wrong. There's nothing that E Black gonna say that can change his mind. And look how E Black is dealing in this situation. E Black is calm, right? He's just making his points. He listening, and his question was pretty. When do we take back the church? That was a great question. It actually resonated with me. This age group. When does this age group? All right, I'll be acting like I'm so low. Hold on. Check. All right. Right. So he was just asking that question. I thought it was a great question. But it was glossed over. Why? Because I'm already set on what I know to be the truth. I don't give a damn what you say.
At what point does our generation take over the Black church?
When we go get the soldiers off the street. But
don't you have to be there first?
That's what the Hebrew Israelites are doing.
Okay. I don't want to argue with you, but I think you understand exactly what I'm asking you of you.
No, I'm saying we will take back the church. Remember, the church is the body.
Yeah.
We'll take back that over once, like, we start getting back to the real of the scriptures. No matter what they want to fight, no matter how much people want to hate on this and all of this, I keep telling people this is the future. This is the new way. People are going, more and more black people are going to Hebrew Israelites. It's gonna happen. So every year
It's not gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Let me tell you something, young man. I'm sorry to jump in on you, Hell.
Yeah, I was about to say.
So now Black America been listening, and I'm gonna tell y'all, this is his disposition. Black America ain't changed since I known the man. So this gonna be what's gonna be. Now, mind you, E Black is a little older than Aaron. Maybe 9 years, 8 years. And Black America probably like 17 years or 20 years older, something like that. He been listening, right? He been listening the entire time. I think I saw somebody in the chat even say, where's the accountability, or what did you do wrong or different to change your trajectory or outcome? Black America been listening to how E Black and Aaron been going back and forth, right? And E Black been dealing pretty calmly, right? So now here's Black America's response.
That's my question, but go ahead.
I want to explain to y'all something. Like, most of you guys are younger, right? And I dig it. It's just like Hemp was saying, that you guys get zealous, you get overzealous about the things that are going on. As long as there is no community. Aaron, are you married?
No.
How old are you?
33.
You are useless. So your use, so your use as a man and as a leader in your community comes from you having somebody to be under your charge immediately. So at 33, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you would have already had a family. You would already have people underneath you.
Out of wedlock.
Now, watch this, right? That was strong. Okay, Ronnie. See, I know Ronnie. No, what's up? So, Ronnie, he don't be caring about shit like that, right? That's how Ronnie talk. I know that's how Ronnie talk in real life. So look at BT response, Marcus response, right? To that part. What that is, right? He got rocked. If you ever been in a fight or a tussle or whatever the case is, if you haven't, all that means is, let's say I'm fighting somebody and they hit me with a good shot and I get rocked. That means my vision might get blurry. I might get a little dizzy. Oh, that's what it is. Have you ever been spun around and you get off and you can't stand up straight, right? You get rocked. There's levels to it, right? I could be stumbling, or I could just get a little blurred or discombobulated, right? Dazed. Yeah, dazed is better. I think people will understand, right? So he got rocked when he said, you are useless. There wasn't an immediate response. He got rocked, but he came with that fact. It's almost like, have you guys ever written an essay? What do you have to do in your opening thesis statement? Right? You have to wake people up with that opening statement, with that opening when you're giving your thesis, and then you'll go into the minutia of your thesis in your paragraphs. Right? That's why opening and closing arguments have to be provocative to an extent to grab people's attention. So you are useless is that opening thesis that you open up with, and then you go into the substance of why you made that hyperbolic statement. So now they're having a conversation, right? But he got rocked. So now let's see, does he come out of the fog, or does he stay in the fog? Let's see.
What you
like most of y'all, out of wedlock.
Everybody wasn't out of wedlock.
Like most of y'all, I didn't say all.
So with that being said, the church is now, it's like Kmart. A lot of y'all don't even know what Kmart or Zodi's or McFrugal's is, because Amazon and Walmart has took over these things. The church is now it's like a bookstore. It's no more any good. That's why all of these women who are so-called spiritual, that's why they're taking over religion per se. That's why you're seeing women in the pulpits preaching and teaching. You see women in all of these things. You guys have lost it. If you don't have a woman underneath you, that's where you, just like Hemp want to say all the time, when people gather, that's where the church is at. You can't force what you want somebody to know. You can't force it on them, brother. It's like the Muslims. The NOI have been in this country for what, 40, 50 years? They have 50,000 members in NOI. Okay, it's 50,000 members in NOI. It's not progressing fast enough. It's not moving fast enough. Most black people, if there's 47 million black people in this country and it's only 50,000 NOI, most black people don't get down with the way that they're doing. Black women will not.
So look, right? This is actually interesting. Them Leo salute, right? He said, "How is that getting rocked?" Right? In the Marine Corps, you don't have to say harsher word. I agree. I understand that. But you can tell by the response, right? Because just how you see it that way, Leo, Marcus even called it out like, damn, why come at kid like that? But people do it on purpose. Let me just make sure he finished what he's saying. I'm going to show you another example too.
I get on your program. You at 33 and don't have a woman or a wife have proven that.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Hold on, Darvel. Is he talking to me? Let me ask you a question, bro. So there's no men in the Bible that never had children, never had a wife, and they wasn't a righteous leader for the community. Is that what you're trying to tell me? You can come off mute now. Tell me, every man in the Bible had a child and a woman, and
sir,
they were successful.
Sir,
Elijah had a family.
Sir, you are none of those men.
I'm asking you a question.
Listen.
You said I'm useless. You don't know nothing about me, bro.
Listen.
You know nothing about what I'm about.
Listen.
What I would do for my community. I will ride for my community more than you, bro. No, you got your chance to talk, bro. I asked you a question.
Well, you told me to come off of mute. I thought that was you giving me to go ahead to speak.
So answer.
You are none of those men.
How do you know?
Because I can look at you.
How do you know? Off of a
look? Listen. You ever been in the streets?
Wait, how old are you, bro? How old are you?
I am 51.
51. Are you married?
50. Yes.
You're married.
Yes.
How many kids do you have?
I got a bunch.
And they all.
You don't even want to know. No, I'm a whoremonger.
Come on, was you married?
What does that have to? What does that have to do with anything?
So chat, y'all see the leaders of the community trying to tell young boys that we useless, bro.
No.
So what he said, everything Black America said from after I'm useless, that was it. Let me ask y'all a question. Is Aaron justified in ignoring everything that was said to him? Was he justified in saying, nigga, you call me useless? I'm just asking, like, is because the opening statement was as such, is he justified in ignoring everything else that was said after? Because as you can see, he ain't give a shit about nothing else he said. But people will try to do that to you, to knock you off your square, right? Yeah, that killed him. That killed him how he felt, right? But if you respond like that, you're missing too much information and you're in a conversation or a discourse. See, when you get mad, you lose. So we're talking about combat, right? When you get out of control of yourself, you lose. When you get rocked, you have to compose yourself. You often see the fighters, right? If you guys watch a fight, he'll get knocked down and he'll jump up real quick. That's foolish. Stay down, right? You build yourself up. Have you guys ever seen a fight where a person gets like put to sleep, right? He'll lean, they'll sit him up first. They'll wake him up, have the conversation, sit you up, right? Then they'll take you to a knee, and then they'll put you on a stool, and then they'll have you stand up, right? You don't just jump up because you're discombobulated. You're still hurt. You got to control yourself in that moment. When you let people rock you, people see that you're rocked. People that would be rocked similarly will have empathy for you, but the majority of people are going to see you as emotional, and you're missing a lot of information that you can actually poke holes in. Let me show y'all this.
5. He playing.
I'm talking about. Well, you'll hear it.
The NBA. He gonna keep fucking you to the cows come home, but he ain't gonna marry you. But y'all think because you keep sucking him off, he is. No. Find a nigga that match you. All y'all niggas is average. Period. All y'all.
Now look. So I've said that before, right? But look at Bunny in the bottom hand corner. She says who, right? When I say the term. Because I'm describing how if a man simply doesn't qualify you as a woman in terms of how you look, he will have sex with you, etc., but he's less likely to wife you because you don't fit his aesthetic standards. So that's just the conversation that we having, right? Essentially. So look at her response when I said all you niggas is average, right? But this is purposeful.
Average. Period.
All y'all. You gonna stop saying that shit. You gonna stop saying
no,
that
seriously.
Shit. Ooh.
Everybody on screen, 99% of the chat is average.
Nigga.
To who?
You know me.
Now the question is to who? To you or?
So now she rocked, right? She rocked. So this actually gives you two different examples of what this actually illustrates the point very well, this clip here. And we all sitting up here average as hell, right? Me included. Y'all know I'm a 4.
To who?
Who the fuck is you talking?
Look at my face. Now look at my face. And look how she going off. Ready?
Dude, I don't. Nigga. You don't know me. Fuck out of here.
How do I, what do you mean? What do I need to know?
Me, I don't give a fuck whose show this is. None of that shit, Dana. You got me fucked up. Who the fuck you put me on the show with? No,
everybody.
For real. I don't do no disrespect. No, fuck that. Peace. You can kiss my motherfucking ass, Tubbo. I'm average, nigga. You motherfucking average with gold lights in your background, bitch. Who the fuck is you talking to?
Yeah, so everybody's average. Point blank, period. The majority of people are average. And it's okay to be average, right? Because that's the majority of the world.
Shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that, shit like that.
So that part, right? Yeah, and the thing is, I wasn't even talking to her directly. That was actually her first time on the show, right? So I just said that, and I've said it a bunch of times. So that's why Dana was like, "You're gonna stop saying that to me," right? So, so we're actually having a conversation, right? Because I forget what the actual topic was, right? But to call people average is not an insult, and I wasn't even talking to her directly, right? And somehow she was disrespected. But look at my response after she called me a bitch and etc., right? Which often doesn't get addressed. And I noticed that, like in the chat, for instance, she was somehow triggered by me talking to everybody, including the chat, But then she called me out my name, and I didn't see any comments about that part, right? Which was the actually disrespectful part. And then once she started cutting me off and etc., right? I just let her kind of go. And then once she logged off, I continued on my monologue because it's my turn to talk, right? Because I'm opening up the conversation. Right? But nobody can see that part. They're just seeing what they want to see based on what they would be offended by. But the key to the example is she got rocked and wasn't even being talked to directly, right? I'm giving an opening monologue and then insulted me, and you see my response. Right? You see my response. But people are so stuck in how they see and feel and view things that they can't. Once I said all you niggas is average, even people in the chat, like look at, I'm not sure. Venus is sending a lot of messages, but I'm not sure, right? But she can't see how that is an effective way to communicate or to build upon a point. But the truth is, the most successful people who debate for a living do just that. If you ever saw A Time to Kill, right? They build on a point provocatively, and then they'll bring you back down to where more people won't be so triggered and they can hear it. But you have to get people's attention. But if you've never been in these forums and formats, right? Just in terms of bidding on stuff, doing sales, etc. You know how often I told a client where the cost to the job was upwards of $20,000. Like, oh, I got to get a bunch of estimates, so I'll break down that part. I said, well, listen, I understand, if it's too expensive, you'll definitely find somebody cheaper. And men specifically, they like, well, I have the money. I have the money. So don't, it's not too expensive. I'm just trying to do my due diligence. I understand. Due diligence is you have to get 1,000 quotes because there's 2,000 movers in the area. But again, I won't be the cheapest, but I will be the best. You'll find somebody cheaper if that's your biggest sticking point. No, I it's not about the money. I have the money. I just want the okay. Well, let's sign it then. Right? So it is a tactic, right? But also this was me opening with something so that we can understand and get on the same page. I said average, not to her specifically, but to everybody, including myself and the chat, and she was disrespected. If you align with that, that's unfair. But take heed to this. I'm talking to everybody. Once she starts cutting me off and etc., and calls me out my name, look at my response. I don't get rocked in this instance. And I can continue the conversation. But when you get rocked, you shut down, you miss so much. And you don't even know what people are talking about. We can't be wrong. The need to be right. We have a preset position. Our disposition is as such, and it can't change because we don't like it. Understand how we don't progress. Right? And I'm going to drop the link in a second for Just Ryan so we can have the conversation. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Hit that like button right now if you can. Help the channel promote. Callie, why you want me to play it again? Why you want me to play it again? Callie said play it again. Yeah. That's why I implore you guys to hit the link. Right? Because it doesn't even make sense, right? To call people average is offensive. Now, when 90% of us are average. So look, I'm describing a thing, and she was actually, let me play it from here. Let me do the math on this. You know what I mean? So she agreed with me there. Ratchet, what was the 50-50 question?
Or are you saying what was your question from your answer?
Oh, as far as fault, and choosing. So
yeah, you said what was the
when
answer?
you said something along the lines of women giving it up too easy, not getting to know a guy, whoopie whoopie whoop, and I said whether you give it up on the first night or 90 days later, listen to Steve Harvey. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't get to, that man will put on a face until he gets what he wants. So sometimes you don't initially know who that person is until later on down the line. So my question to you and the guys is, what do you guys recommend a woman do so that she's not wasting her value and giving it up too easy and choosing the wrong guys? Like, how long does it take
you gotta
to know a man?
Yeah, you gotta vet better. And you trying to vet a man, you don't know enough about men to vet them. You need another man to help you vet that man. There's a questions in a
right. So you notice, right? You see? So now so wait, Venus, slow down a bit. I know you can't hit the link, so slow down a bit, right? So here, I hope you guys got context. So Ratchet was asking a question about what happens when they having sex, like they got these men who only want them for sex. How can they know? Right? So I'm saying, hey, DjHamp was good. I didn't read them. My bad, bro. I gotta read them. My bad, my G. I gotta look. Tell me what you said. I'll read it right now. I apologize. Right? So you see, we just having a conversation. That's what was being asked. So Ratchet was like, how do we avoid men just using us for sex? How do we know? Right? How do we know? So now I'm about to talk through it. You know, we're about to talk through it. So one, you need a man to help you vet. That was the key. Help vet. Right? Of course, you know that man, but men can get telltale signs. Right? So now we framed it. And then Bunny is actually agreeing for the most part until this happens.
Conversation that I'll have a man with a man, the same conversation you'll have, but I'll get different answers. And I'll be able to discern it differently, best because I'm experienced and I'm a man, you know? Also, motherfuckers is aiming too high. A nigga will have sex with you all day, but he ain't never gonna marry you because you ain't pretty enough for him. And so what we need to do is find people that kind of match, right? So they see you how they supposed to see you. But you getting a nigga because you got good cheeks and you got good head. So he's 6'5". He playing in the NBA. He gonna keep fucking you to the cows go home, but he ain't gonna marry you. But y'all think because you keep sucking him off, he is. No. Find a nigga that match you. All y'all niggas is average. Period. All
you
y'all.
gonna stop saying that shit.
Right. So this part, you know, and we've been there where men will have sex with a woman all day long, but she don't meet his aesthetic standards, and so he's not gonna marry her. Right? He's not gonna be with her. And that's what I'm saying. Men be knowing that shit. But women often they'll assume sex means value, means that you mean something to him. Unfortunately, that's not the case. Right? So I want to understand, just because the standpoint, where am I even talking to her? What did I do to be disrespectful? Right? So let's go to this part.
You gonna stop saying
No,
that
seriously.
Shit.
Everybody on screen, 99.
So everybody on screen, I'm usually talking about myself because y'all know I know I'm a 4 on the scale from 1 to 10. Right? So let's keep going. So when I said average, that's when all of a sudden I got disrespectful. That doesn't make any sense.
9% of the chat is average.
Nigga.
To who?
Oh
You
yeah,
gonna stop saying
it's average. Period.
that.
All
You
y'all.
gonna stop saying that shit. You gonna stop saying
No,
that
seriously.
shit.
Everybody on screen, 99% of the chat is average.
Nigga.
To who?
You know me.
Now the question is to who? To you or to who?
Who the fuck is you talking
Look at Tay.
to? I don't. Nigga.
You
That
don't know
accent.
me. Fuck out of here.
How do I? What do you mean? What do I need to know?
Me, I don't give a fuck whose show this is. None of that shit, Dana. You got me fucked up. Who the fuck you put me on the show with? No,
Everybody.
for real. I don't do no disrespect. No, fuck that. Peace. You can kiss my motherfucking ass, Tubbo. I'm an average nigga. You motherfucking average with go lights in your background, bitch. Who the fuck is you talking to?
Yeah. So everybody's average. Point blank. Period. The majority of people are average, and it's okay to be average, right? Because that's the majority of the world. People think average is an insult because they never had a real conversation before. Right? And you see the results. Why is being average so offensive?
I just asked to who, right?
So that's what I mean, right? But even now, when we having this conversation, I was wrong. It doesn't even make sense, right? Because when we hear things that we don't align with or we don't agree with, we can't unsee them. But then when you hear and you gather all the information, is a concession going to happen? And you see, I just kept going like it was what it was. I didn't respond to her in kind. I didn't get rocked by her calling me a bitch. I let her cut me off and overtalk. So I'm just trying to see, man. Where's the chat? Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. So so just examples, man. Right? We can't be wrong. They need to be right. When we don't like something that we hear, we get closed off. And I'm just wondering, how successful can we be? How realistic are our conversations? If we cannot concede, or if we immediately hear a thing, we get so deterred that we stop listening. It's tough. Let me drop this link. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. I just dropped the link. Interesting, Carlisle. You know what? Now, usually, even when people are upset for whatever the reasons are, I usually stay pretty mild, because I'm listening to the information more so. Delivery matters. I see you intro. Delivery matters. Tone matters 100%, right? But I was answering a question based on Ratchet trying to get advisement on how to discern and stay away from the men who are only using them for sex. How can they tell the difference? Right? So now I know you at work. You know what I'm saying? But that's why I played it all the way back from the beginning. Because I was actually talking to Ratchet Conservative in that clip more so. O'Shea, what's popping? Leon, was good?
What you say, huh? What you say?
I'm doing my best, man. How you?
I'm doing good. Chilling. Finna get ready to go to work.
Okay. You was here. You the clip with Aaron. You was here for that. But what do you eat? What's popping? E? So I used several different clips. That last clip especially, right, just paints out what I've been trying to describe during this conversation. The need to be right. We can't be wrong. When we hear something we don't like, we get turned off. If somebody makes a better point than what I thought, do I concede? Why can't we concede? I feel like you just got here. One of the things I also mentioned was the people that do content seemingly had the most difficult time having these conversations. You know?
Yeah. Well, I think it's layered that a lot of these people have been lied to their whole life. Their daddy done lied to them, told them that they was above average. The dude who pillow talked them at night, you know, after he bust a nut, tell her she the best thing ever. But it was just the best nut ever, if we being honest. And they just been lied to. And then when they come to a place that's neutral, where they talk to a man who's married like you, who have no incentive to lie to them anymore, it's hard for them to be able to look in the mirror and face reality. But it's nobody that I think would say that woman wasn't average looking. And I don't think you didn't say that she was below average. You didn't say anything to insult that woman, but she took it as an insult because she's been living in this world of delusion. And she's getting the results that you said. Maybe she's having sex. I don't know if she's married, but I'm pretty sure most men are not going to deal with somebody who go off the deep end over with some words, just off the contact clues. And so what it really comes down to is I just realized it's so hard to have this conversation is because so many people are so out of touch with reality.
I think it's too much ego. Oh, damn, my bad, huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, just to piggyback off what you said, like, there's too much ego being involved. Like, everybody want to be right. Everybody want to prove a point. Like, even when I was on the stream the other day, it was some valid points that OG was saying, Black America. Like, I couldn't refute too much of what he was saying, but it got to a point where it wasn't constructive criticism. It became, if you don't do this, little nigga, you ain't shit. And until you do this, you still ain't shit. It wasn't like constructive. That was really my only like critique.
But to E's point, right? Even the approach, right? So like if you look at the clip I just played, I was answering a question, right? And they heard me say average before, but that's the truth though, right? So if he was telling them little nigga this and that, was what he's saying was wrong, or you don't like how it was said?
Nah, he ain't like how it was said. Like, I took it in. It just became the problem with me for real when it was like, oh, okay, did you uphold those standards, or is this some wishy-washy shit? And then he broke it down. Multiple women, wives. Now, he did marry them, but that's still multiple households you still got to account for. You're not there all the time. And it's not an optimal thing in that video. Now, the video with the ladies, that's just complete windmilling, because if you just go by statistics, we all know most people in America are what? Average. Most men are blue-collar workers. Like, this isn't like a, oh my God, I didn't know this.
Yeah. Okay. So what do y'all think about, what's up, Aaron? What's up, Doc?
It was good.
What do y'all think about my sentiment? Let me get E the man first on this one.
E was good.
E, what do you think about the sentiment? Oh, where you go? What do you think about the sentiment of getting rocked in the conversation? So Aaron, were you listening the whole time?
I caught like the last maybe 10 minutes.
You know, hold on. BT, I didn't drop her either. She logged off. Yeah, I never really dropped anybody for like that. So what I was alleging was in the clip, once he said you were useless, because, you know, just in the spirit of the boxing matches coming up, that you got rocked in that instant. The last clip, hold on, don't get rocked now. The last clip was her, she got rocked by that when I said that, and I wasn't even talking to her, right? For all intents and purposes. and then she got cut off, right? She stopped listening, but she was agreeing the whole time I was actually talking about how men use women just for sex, right? But then when I said that, she got rocked, stopped listening. So when he said you are useless, after that, everything else he said didn't matter. Now, there's a sentiment in the chat that, yo, you disrespect me, I don't need to hear nothing else you got to say. What I say, disrespect gonna come in a conversation, in discourse. It happened. But I'm gonna consume all the information so I can respond effectively and appropriately. I'm very rarely gonna respond emotionally. It happens. I'm not saying I never respond emotionally, but it's very rarely gonna happen because I want to make sure when I respond after you be disrespectful, I put a dagger in the shit that you're saying. You know, what you think?
Me personally, and I'm glad that happened on Wednesday because you do the reviews on Friday. I know that. And I'm glad that you used the word average. See, to me, there's a difference between average. If he would have said, "Yo, you an average dude," I would have agreed, bro. Like you say you a 4. All right, I give myself a 2.5, maybe a 4 on a good day. But like, you want to use the words useless, nigga. You got me looking up different definitions of useless like it was going to change, nigga. It's the same shit. That means I have no value. So I waited to hear what was his value to him that makes me useless. And your excuse is, oh, you don't got a kid and no girl yet, nigga. Like, oh, you 33, you useless. To me, nigga, you sound crazy. That's why I set up my questions. How many kids you got? How many wives you got? So now you are disqualified for me listening to you because I already knew by looking at your face, nigga, you got mad kids. You don't know how many you got. And then with your girls, you calling them broads. I let him eat by himself. If you notice, I say, yo, why you calling your woman a broad? That's something that I would not do. So yeah, once again, you're not an example for me. Then you going on to start talking about, oh, you might as well just start letting this shit go, young boy. So you basically telling me to go out here and fuck up my life just for a fucking kid and a woman so I could look like I'm a man to you old head niggas. That's why I don't respect these niggas, bro.
Well, let me ask you. I understand your response. Like, we have the response recorded. Did you take anything from what he actually said? Do you know what he was attempting to say to you?
Yeah, but I got what he was saying. After a while, if you notice, I did come back, Leon. If you remember, I said, yo, I get what you're trying to say. But like, back to when we was talking earlier in the stream before any of us jumped on here, and you was talking about, yo, some people was allowed to read, some people was allowed to teach, and some people need to sit their ass down and learn. And that go for all ages. Old heads feel like once you hit a certain age, you get a badge that says, I can little nigga people. And there's people that was in the chat, females that was on the previous stream that was trying to little nigga Jay. And they got mad at me in the chat and they was talking shit. Like, I ain't see them talking shit in the chat, but they got mad because I was telling them stop trying to little Jay. Like, y'all got, when y'all, and me personally, at 33, I feel like that's gonna happen to me too. Like, and I don't want that to happen where I hit that age where I feel like I could little nigga badge people. And that's the problem right there. Just because you old and you got some experience don't mean that you could start running around, start littling niggas people.
Fair. This is what I want everybody to learn and understand. When you get triggered though, right? Because that's what happened.
Me personally?
You, me, Venus, because she was talking in the chat. Because people just going through, they watching it in real time and this is how they feel. When you get triggered, that's what I'm saying, Rock. I'm just using a different term because we about to box in 2 days.
Oh, yeah. It's today?
2 days, Sunday. Right? Stop for a second. Right? Slow down. Don't respond triggered because you out of control. if somebody come at me windmilling punching, I'm gonna do them fucking dirty. I'm gonna do them filthy. Them punches don't hurt. If anybody ever had been in a fight, you can attest. Motherfuckers swinging around, arm punching, that shit don't hurt. Them straight punches is what wake you up during the fight.
See, I said it in the chat. I said, yo, even if it was boxing, nigga hit me too hard. Ain't no come back to the corner and come talk. I'm sorry. I'm coming at you. Like, if you was my coach, you gonna have to grab me up and bring me to the corner. Cause that's just that's how I always been. And this, like I said, it's something that I'm working on. And it's something personal that I have like to deal with. It's like my temper and quick to snap. But like my whole thing is like, yo, once you start talking that shit, talking about I get my young boys to stretch you out, now you even more of a clown, like to me. Like now you sound like you running around here like you want to be Jay.
Does my mic sound better now?
Almost, yeah. It sounds like louder, more louder now.
That shit just hurt my ears.
Yo, cause I was talking through the fucking mic on the fucking computer the whole time. That's why. I was wondering why you couldn't hear me.
We can hear you though on both of them though. So
yeah.
But this one's loud. Like we.
Okay, all right. Check. Better. Good.
Yeah. So Aaron, it's funny what you're saying because I was sparring with a guy and I knew if I can get him emotional, he was a better fighter than me, hands down. I knew he was a better fighter than me. But when he got emotional, I got calculated. And when you so emotional, especially when you talk about I'm not going back to my corner, I'm not going to reset, I'm not going to listen to my coach, that's typically when you lose. Yeah, that's when you set yourself up. You forget the fundamentals, and I think in these discussions, people don't understand it's the same thing. So like I yell online and I do all that, but most of the times I choose not to be offended. I'm not offended with what people are saying, and when people start doing that, saying I might play the role that I am, but I tell people getting offended or feeling disrespectful is a choice. And if you choose to be to choose to get offended, that's when you start losing. 9 times out of 10.
So, here's one thing. I agree with E, but here's what I'm not saying. You get offended, right? I'm saying that people will say shit that will offend you 100%. That feeling will come up. You get irritated, offended 100%.
Yeah. DjHamp, you got some feedback now.
No,
it sounds like it's like
now it's feedback.
Yeah, it's like shh.
How about now? Is it better?
Like your mic went down and the feedback went up.
Yeah.
Why he fixing the feedback? I just never understood why people got offended by somebody they didn't know, somebody they never seen in reality that they saw in these little boxes. I just never understood, like somebody you never might ever meet. You might never, and I know people say, E, you done got caught out of your square one time or this, that, and third. I'm cool. I understand that we're human, right? I'm not trying to say that. But what I don't understand is how people get out of their square so often and so easy. Because I think it's easy on YouTube to get people out their square.
Well, I think when you got a platform like this, it's kind of easy for triggering to happen because it's a debate platform and you're discussing hotbed topics, sensitive topics. So eventually somebody's not going to agree with somebody and it's going to be a bunch of windmilling.
Say it again.
Say it again.
Is it better at all?
Your mic is really low. Like I don't know where the feedback is coming from, but it's like a shh. Is I'm the only one hearing this? Like shh.
No, I hear it too.
Yeah, can you hear it now?
No.
I hear the
feed more.
No, when you mute, it's gone.
Mute is gone.
No, I hear him.
No, he's talking about the feedback. The feedback goes away when he mute. I think he got some wires crossed or touching. Old DJ stuff, when they get them wires start touching. Got too many wires back there.
Okay, so it's still doing it, just so I'm clear?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like amplified when you speak into your mic. It sounds like it's something to do with some wire touching that don't supposed to be touching. That's what it sounds like.
All right.
I don't hear that shit.
Oh, you don't hear it at all?
I hear
Nah, he sound good to me.
it. Wait, E, I'm gonna go
Doc,
on.
Doc, do you hear it?
It's me. Tell me if it's me.
I can hear it faintly. I can hear you more than I can hear the noise.
I guess
It's not a big deal. It's
Hey, are you using an iPhone?
Okay, go ahead.
Wow.
So let me just finish this point real quick. Maybe I'll go back to the other mic. So just to go back to make sure, right? I don't like it. I don't like when shit be bad. So you can be offended. Like I get offended too. You know when people be talking shit, like when they come up acting like, oh, do this, that, whatever the case is, right? So I get offended, but I never play my hand or I don't show that type of shit. You know, but it irks me, it annoys me, but I just don't play my card. You know, I don't play that card. Because if I show my hand and people know how I'm feeling, you can't get the drop on them. You know, you can't get the drop on them once you play your hand. And when you go crazy and a nigga already whooping your ass, he gonna really whoop your ass. You know, so we got to be cognizant of that level of behavior. So now, is being rocked different than being disrespected?
I think it could be both, but it can be different. So, say for example, when I be like niggas on YouTube broke, some of them niggas shouldn't be disrespected if they ain't broke, but they get rocked and feel disrespected because they feel like I'm talking to them directly. I have never said, hey, I never said, Doc, I'm just using you for example, but I never said Doc is a broke ass nigga. I ain't never say that. But when I say, hey, it's a whole bunch of niggas broke on YouTube, people like, oh, you trying to shame me for not having money? No, I was speaking to the crowd. You just called a straight bullet because you didn't like what I was saying. So I think that's kind of one of those things that people understand is that I think disrespect is a direct insult to you. But if somebody kind of what DjHamp did to that girl, he's talking about the majority or everybody in the space. I think that that's being rocky. You just taking it as disrespect because you fall in that category. So what do y'all think about that, Doc?
That's a hard one for me, bro, because I'm trying to use it. He said use it like metaphorically, right? Because like
the way I look at it is like getting rocked is getting truthful information. Like, let's say your grandmother, she just seen a pattern, you bringing all these holes around her, and she like, baby, you got to get your discernment up. Your discernment is trash. You bringing a bunch of holes around the family. We didn't raise you like that. That's a tough pill to swallow from your grandmother because she's seeing patterns in you that she doesn't like and she's addressing it. Now, the opposite of that is just blatant disrespect.
Damn. Give me a New York example of like metaphorically, like a nigga rocks, like in the conversation, like, cause you know, like we talk disrespectful on a regular, like, so
this right here,
okay,
this right here, this scene.
This nigga's scared.
He know he can't say he's scared. He blame it on he gotta go DJ. Right?
Okay.
But when that nigga say
this nigga's scared,
he had to come with niggas. Yeah.
This nigga pussy.
Remember that? Because the truth is he was scared, but he know he had to go. You feel me?
It was the truth, but it was like, nigga, I don't want to go do this shit, but I do gotta go DJ.
Now here's the other thing though. And what I mean by rock, because this nigga scared could be disrespectful, but there's a level of truth that makes it affect us. Right? Now, I think that's more rock than just motherfuckers being disrespectful. You know what I mean? But he was scared though. And so when you take yourself in that particular instance, right, when he said useless, right? It's extreme in my opinion. But when you reflect on yourself right here, right now, you are in a station of you figuring shit out, you making progress, etc. Right? So I know you don't think you're useless, but at the same time, I think you think that you should be a little bit further along than where you are. Is that fair?
Yeah, and that's funny because like that's why
slow it down, and then you can respond without being interrupted. So the rock thing is more so there's something there that does resonate, but you don't like it, and then it's said, you know, kind of out loud, and you gotta face it. But it's like a level like we don't want to necessarily admit it, you know, especially if they're as hyperbolic as he was.
Nah, yeah, true. I would say like maybe he wasn't listening to the whole conversation because I'm pretty sure it was before that I said like, hey, I'm the most hardest person on myself. Like, because I remember E was saying, E Black was saying to me like, yo, you know, do you have people that tell you certain stuff or like, and then when I told him, I said, yo, like usually people telling me like I need to chill out, like I'll be a little too hard on myself, and he was like, word, so you need to like relax and focus your mind and start being hard on yourself. And then here come homie jumping on the stream, yo, you useless, bro. It's like, nigga, like, bro, you trying to tell me like I need to bring more value to myself? Like, nigga, I know that, bro. I'm not some nigga about just sitting around just wasting my life away. Like, nigga, I know what the fuck I gotta bring to myself. Like, and
but Aaron, but one thing is, I noticed that you held on to the useless part. You really didn't hear what came before that and what came after that. It's like if I grab one part of the sentence, right? It's almost like when we see clickbait online. When we see like they'll take the one part that was disrespectful, and it almost, I'm not saying that you're taking it out of context, but it was more information in that setting. You kind of get what I'm saying?
All he was saying, cuz OG was just saying he wants you to leave a legacy. He just wants your last name to be like meaningful. He said it in a fucked up way. I agree with you. But his overarching point was you need to start thinking about leaving a lasting legacy. That's really what he was getting at. But it was just a shit way he said it.
But let's be honest. Most of us ain't gonna leave no legacy. Listen.
But you don't have to be stupid rich to leave a legacy.
Nah, yes. E, Leon, Doc, I know you ain't saying nothing, Doc, but listen, all of y'all, I understand that. We understand that, you know, and what you said, E, like most of us probably aren't going to leave a legacy, but, you know, most people think it's leaving a legacy by, you know, having a kid. I understand that. That is totally understandable. But when you come up and your first question is, you got kids, you got a girl, nah, nigga, you useless. You ain't asked me, what am I doing in my life? You ain't asked me, what's my plans? All of that shit came after you said I'm useless. That's the problem that I have. Certain niggas want to be teachers, bro. You gonna have to know how to ask certain questions before you start jumping down people's throat, bro. And that's just a black person thing. Like, that's just regular shit. Ask certain questions. Ask, like, yo, what are you planning on? Like, E asked certain questions, and that's why E was able to get more information. E Black was able to get more information out of me, bro.
Hey, let me jump in real quick. Hey, so what's up, Hamp and the people on the panel? How y'all doing?
What's good, Doc?
Chilling. So a few things you guys were saying. Well, first of all, the topic of the show, we just can't be wrong. I can't agree with that more. I think in an argument, nobody argues with the purpose of being wrong, and then when you get proven wrong, you try to hold on to that mantle. You don't really want to let it go, and so you really don't grow and learn. Well, Hamp came out and said the whole thing about, can you be rocked and disrespected? Or I think you can be rocked disrespectfully. I think what happens is, you know, Hamp says like if somebody disrespect him, he doesn't let him move him off this square. I think that's a skill that needs to be learned, because naturally, like if you look at us fighting, right? Somebody hits us. Most people don't grow up with some kind of background in combatives or have a skill set. So we go windmilling and fighting and exerting all this energy. It's not until later on in life you develop a skill that you learn how to refrain from certain things. If it's a sport, if it's boxing, you like when E the man said, he was boxing somebody who was a superior boxer, but he knew, or was sparring with him, but he knew if I can get him emotional, I can get him off his game. I think when the dude came at you and said you're useless, you know, whatever his intentions were, I think his words have meaning. And so when he used that word, that was disrespectful. And so at that point, it's going to derail the conversation. You did a show beforehand when you was like, our delivery, our tone, when we talking to people. And I'm of a mindset that truth is truth, right? And the truth will hurt. But if I come out there and call somebody useless, right? What kind of response do I expect them, or what kind of conversation in good faith are we going to have at that point, right? And from him not knowing him, instead of him, something I learned just in sales and everything, instead of me telling you something, let me ask you questions. Like he said, eat black, start asking them questions, he start giving them answers. A lot of times somebody will answer their own question. So just to jump in on all of that, I think the dude was being disrespectful when he said useless. He might have had a message in it, but the minute you call somebody out their name and this person feels as though they're not useless, they might not feel like they where they want to be, but nobody, I believe, feels as though we were where we want to be. And you can be very highly successful and say, well, my goal is still to reach $2 million in income. Right now I'm at 1.5 million. So I'm still not where I want to be. Doesn't mean that you're useless or not successful. It just means you're not there. So I'll just chime in on that.
But Doc, we on YouTube. It's a level of entertainment. Like I get that people don't want to be offended and people don't want to be attacked. But on YouTube, we understand that we're speaking to more than the person that we're having the conversation with. So when we start talking about entertainment value, a lot of people do things in this space for shock value. Like if those two were sitting face to face and they was having this conversation and he was really trying to mentor or help this young man get to the next stage of his life, he wouldn't have used no crazy words like that. He would have tried to get through. But when you on YouTube and you got 250 people watching, some things is going to be more for the shock value. And I think some people just got to realize where they at and why people speak the way that they speak.
That's true. I agree with you. It is an entertaining factor to it. However, this is the part where people get mad with YouTube, right? This YouTube thing, those words kind of translate into real life. Your emotions are not YouTube. Your emotions are real, right? So I understand that, like, people can talk tough in front of somebody through a screen, and then when they see him, but that just, to me, that just now it questions your character. I believe you can have a conversation. I know Hamp said this before. You can have a dispute or disagreement without becoming disrespectful, and it can still be entertaining. I think it does get more entertaining when people are being foolish and crazy because, hey, we naturally, as human, we like to see. Think about the gladiators, right? People came to the Coliseum to see the gladiators fight, kill each other. It was entertaining. Violence was entertaining to them. So I do understand that that's a degree of what we have here. But in aspect of this conversation that happened and the clips that Ham played with people jumping off out the window, being disrespectful, right? And then we're not on question. I sent a super chat up earlier, Hamp. You didn't read it either. Just wanted to let you know. But I thought it was pertaining to
that's what I'm talking about, Doc. Hold that nigga accountable.
It was pertaining to when you was talking about shame in the females, right? And then it went into the Bible, and I found a Bible verse. I heard it this morning, actually, a Bible verse as it pertains to that. You can read it when you get a chance. I know you're busy over there with your microphone.
What did you send me a verse?
Yeah, it was in Ecclesiastes 26 and 25. It's about shame, you know.
Oh, I saw that earlier.
To Doc's point about the gladiators, right? Mm-hmm. Everybody wanted to run and go see the shows with the gladiators, right? Everybody liked to watch the violence, right? But let's say Rome or whatever country, wherever the fuck they was at, say if niggas start wilding in the street, ain't nobody thinking about no show like the Gladiator. Everybody running. So everybody could come up here and want entertainment and all of that, and niggas could want to come up here to YouTube and talk tough. But like E said, when we in public, it's a different thing. There's a different type of persona. So yeah, this is a safe space. It's the same shit that happens at my job. It's the same shit. Everybody walk around talking tough all day. But as soon as I say, yo, I'm sick of this shit today, now it's, shit, here we go.
But Eric, that's the point. We got to have the mindset when we log in and we come to DjHamp, we walking into the Coliseum. This is the Coliseum. You know what I'm saying? So people go jump off the rail. So people go do some crazy stuff, and it's gonna be the entertainment thing. and you understand where you at. That's all I tell people. Know where you at.
Well, this is the thing, E. You have the mindset and the maturity to understand where you at. A lot of these jokers on here don't have that mindset. They take what they hear online personally, and it festers inside of them, right? So I do agree, when we come on to these panels, it's like organized chaos. You know, somebody's going to say something and the panel's going to go crazy. Everybody have different thoughts. However, I personally can tell you that I've seen people take things. That lady that had on there, I know she's from Baltimore because I'm from Baltimore, so I'm like listening to my family member in there. She's very disrespectful. Out of line, I'm happy he cut her off, and the way he refrained from that, somebody who hasn't like been, because I don't know you personally, but have you always been somebody who, if somebody says something or attacks you personally, that you can refrain and have some stoicism?
Not always. Not always.
How did you become that way, and when did you get that? So this is a lesson for Aaron there, because like you said, when the dude called him useless, I can feel your rage and everything too, and I can believe it was justified, but I believe it could be handled better as well. So at what point did you become more like stoic, or like I'm a refrain from that, I don't have to go to that level?
I think it's just a matter of like you just playing your hand. I think that's one thing that I realized, in business, marketing, sales, right? Confrontation, getting in trouble. Like you play your hand too quickly, right? You never get the drop on anything. People will be able to discern you before a mile away, and what I realized is when people have an opening statement that is provocative, they're trying to get something out of it. They also may be putting all their weight on being provocative, right? So if they are unable to provoke you, their arguments start to fall apart,
right?
Because they're wanting you to get triggered so that now they can lean on, oh, you emotional, as opposed to having to really articulate their point well.
Yeah, I like that.
So let me read these super chats since y'all getting on me. See, Moses with the follow says you should reach out to Michaela Montgomery on the show. Ellipsis. She was on stage in Atlanta for Trump and carried herself completely differently. I think I saw her. So the doc been a member for 6 months. Matreon with the $10 says women don't have to sleep your way to the top, but if you want to take a shortcut, they can. The problem is women have an image problem because they are championing women who do. There was in regards to Kamala Harris. Devin been a member for 7 months. Doctor name with the $5 says Ecclesiastes 26-25. A shameless woman shall be counted as a dog, but she that is shamefaced will fear the Lord. If you a believer, why disagree? What you mean by that part, Doc? The last sentence.
Some people, when you're having a conversation with them, and we try to hold them to Bible standards, even though I believe it's a standard that everybody can be held to, they're not going to acknowledge it. So a lot of times when I'm having debates or disputes I was talking to my mother not too long ago, and I said, "Mom, do you believe the Bible?" And she said, "Of course I do." And I said, "Everything in it, do you believe it's edification for you?" She said, "Yes." I said, so then when I held her accountable for something in the Bible and she tried to backtrack, I said, "Hey, you just told me." She said, "Well, Paul wrote that." I said, "Mama, you just told me that everything in the Bible is good to go." So a lot of times I hear women on the panel say they believe in God, they believe in Jesus. Same thing for the men. So when you quote a scripture, it's not really getting out of it, and you can add context, but they can't really get out of it. So that's why I say if you're a believer, why disagree? A lot of people still will turn around and disagree.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Oh yeah. When it's on them, yeah, they try to interpret this shit how it's not. Yeah, I see that. Then you see that. Yeah, 100%. This is also Ecclesiastic 26-25.
My bad.
Yeah. The book of Sirach, Sirach, or Ecclesiastic not Ecclesiastes. Those are two different books, but that often happens, Doc. That often happens. The Voice of Venus with the 10 ounces. The most frustrating thing about black men today is that they blame everything and everyone but themselves. It's your job to seek God, not the church to do it for you. I think that was when we were talking, when she was watching the clip earlier, Aaron, when you and E Black were having them back and forth. Ari was popping with the $5 says, women don't want to accept our place in the hierarchy of beauty. Ari with the $5 says, it is my belief that we are all average to the men who don't want us.
like her. I like her.
Tony with the $2. Hey, Rock, can you read this sentence? I mean, Doc, can you read this sentence?
Yeah. Who the fuck you talking to?
Oh, Leon and Don, this helps the channel the most. That's a fact, though. Either man with the $2 says to the majority, so who doesn't matter? What you was referring to? E?
They kept asking to who, like to who am I average to, right? To the majority of people, you are average. Because you know what I learned? Women that are not average don't have a problem getting a man. I know we try to paint this picture that above average women can't get men. It's a lie. It's a fallacy. They get chosen. We can say the men are simps. We can discard the men, but above average women don't have a problem getting men. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's all it is, man. Easy, right? Aaron with the 2000. Average versus useless is two dope.
Messed up.
Two different things.
Yeah.
Word.
For some reason, my phone just instantly started putting the words it want to put. Like,
so good. Bench for the $5 is real shit, Hamp. Even if you face to face, emotional rage can cause you to become distracted, acting, and lose. Hell yeah. Curtis with the $5 says, question to Aaron. If he said he was married and had kids from the beginning, what would your response? What would have been your response?
like if he started the convo with that.
Yeah.
No, when you asked him the questions, and when you was like, "Are you married? Do you have kids?" If he would have said, "Yeah, I'm married. I have kids by my one wife," what would your response be then? Because once he went off the rail there, you hit him on your checkmate. So what would you say if he did everything right?
I wouldn't have asked that question because I already knew what type of dude I was dealing with. That's why I asked those questions.
No, I'm saying, but you asked the question, and if his response was, "Hey, I waited till I got married. I had kids with my wife. I've been married for 20 years." What would your response be then?
Okay, and I would have still said like, "Yo, bro, I'm getting myself together," and I would have said like, maybe it's a better way you could say it, but it would have been more understanding. Like, but the funny part is that no dude that's even if they've been in the street, like, okay, you know how Hamp always say like, "Yo, I was outside and then I got married." None of them dudes in my life, in my personal life, or even that I just meet on a regular, none of them starts a convo with saying useless. The dudes that usually start that convo like that is the dudes that's out here that's fucking up the community and gonna tell me to continue to fuck up the community.
Quentin with the 10 says, this Texas heat is a bitch this week. Hell yeah, it was 100 degrees at like 11 a.m. That shit crazy, bro. Well, the talk with the 2000 Hamp was a soldier you can't control in Hamp. What's you saying?
What's a soldier you can't control?
You say Hamp. What is a soldier you can't control in wartime?
Is this an old cliche? If so, I don't know this one.
No. So like if it's wartime, is the most disciplined time you need a soldier to be because everybody is integral for the mission to be successful.
I get it. A soldier that you can't control in wartime is useless. That's what I think. That's what he getting at when he asking this question. Yeah. If it's time and you can't control that person is absolutely useless. Struggle level with the $5. What's up, Hamp? Jay kept her composure and came back with that 2-piece and ended up communicating even more effective. Which clip was that? Oh, Jay. Oh yeah, Jay the whole time was fighting like shit on Tuesday, but she stayed very even and composed while doing so. 100%.
What up, buzzing,
who gave it 5
Holla at your boy, you thought your cousin was.
Whoever got one, please maintain it. Curtis with the $5. If the truth hurts, no matter the tone, can it be disrespectful?
I don't think the truth is disrespectful.
I think it'll sound disrespectful, right? I think we won't like it, but if it's the truth, I don't know if we can characterize it as disrespectful.
Yeah, if I tell a crackhead they're a crackhead, they can't say I disrespect them for what they doing. That's crazy.
Yeah. But people, you won't like it though. So if I see a man who he overweight, complaining about he overweight, and I say, yo, get your fat ass in the gym, is that disrespectful?
It's not disrespectful at all. See, that's the thing is, if you told me the truth, I can't take it as disrespect. If it's my reality, it's like if you tell me I got a problem and I look in the mirror and say I do have that problem, the truth cannot be disrespectful. A lie can be disrespectful, but the truth cannot.
If he told you he was fat and he needed to go in the gym, I doubt that you would say, get your fat ass in the gym. I think you would say, go to the gym.
No, but listen, if I said, so the truth would be, you a fat motherfucker. That's not disrespectful if he's a fat motherfucker.
Yeah, the motherfucker part is disrespectful. The fat part is true. Right, so it's like, we know you're giving them an adjective, but if you just tell somebody, I looked up the definition of fat because I told people they fat before and they got offended. I said, it's just the definition of is an individual having excessive flesh, right? So I'm like, where's the lie in that? But the minute you say motherfuckers, just like when he said useless, everything gets derailed and now you can't focus on the truth of the matter.
But if he fuck his mama, the motherfucker is not disrespectful. That's the point I was making.
You gotta prove that now.
Shit like that.
Ravello with the fellas said football explains everything. That's a fact. If Hamp rocked me on a slant, pause. But then next time slant go meeting in the end zone, pause. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that sounds crazy. Skip that super.
He went all the way with it.
Pause.
Oh, they want, man. Yeah, no, that's a fact though. I don't know if everybody will understand it, but a slant. So football terminology, slants ain't free. You pay for running the slant. What happens is you have a receiver that's maybe 190 pounds running directly towards men who are 250 pounds with great athleticism. They're going to hit you, pause, extremely hard, pause, when you run that slant. But you have to run that slant the best way you can every single time. So a slant it goes means I run the slant, right? And it'll look like I'm actually running it. And then I go up the field to score a touchdown as opposed to continuing to run that slant. But because I ran it hard and got rocked every single time, I'm going to trick him when it's time for me to run the slant and go. You know? So it happens, but you got to recover from it, you know, and respond accordingly. Ari with the 2000s, there is a hierarchy amongst men. Deal with it. Oh, my God. Ari with the 2000s, I can't with Aaron. Wanting the soft life as a man.
I was waiting for that super chat. Ari, I see you said in the chat, you said respectfully. Like, honestly, ain't no soft life for me. I'm sorry, there is no soft life for me. I am epileptic and I take care of myself. I watch myself. All my seizures happen in my sleep. Nobody lives with me. I take care of everything, all my finances, everything. So ain't nothing soft about my life. And if just to quickly go into disrespect, my coworker, love my coworker to death. Like I knew him for 10 years. He's like a mentor. But bro called me like Monday and said, yo, I'm mad at you, Lamar. That's my first name. So I said, why you mad, bro? He said, yo, you ain't got your license, bro. You ain't got your license, and you could have got a job, and I could have got you a job. I said, yo, bro, let me tell you something. You know I got epilepsy, right? He said, oh, shit, you got epilepsy? I didn't know. I said, my nigga, I told you this 10 different times over the years, bro. The last time we had this conversation, you was laughing with the bitches when they was over there like, oh, damn, he can't drive.
Quicker.
So now, nigga, like, I feel like you being disrespectful. How many times do I gotta tell you the same shit over and over? And you supposed to be my man. That's disrespectful. So nah, ain't nothing easy about my life. Matter of fact, I done forgot to take my medication because I'm over here talking to y'all niggas. Ain't shit easy about my fucking life.
Honor with the 2000s, stop justifying being disrespectful. Man, this is a great. I didn't really even think like this was gonna be that complicated. But what that shows is that I'm slightly desensitized to disrespect in a particular way, or I haven't been subjected to it to that magnitude or that consistently. You know, maybe I'm just trying to think through it. Like,
I don't know. It's so hard because I'm trying to figure out if someone says, so if I say, Doc, you're useless, Doc, you would feel like that's being disrespectful to you?
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you why, because it's not true. Now,
It
if
is
you call hold on. If you call me fat, let's say if I was fat and you said, Doc, you're fat, that's not disrespectful, that's true. But if you call me useless and I'm not a useless individual, then you're being disrespectful because you're saying something that's false. So now you're either taking a personal shot or, like Aaron said, you don't know me. So in the context of that conversation,
let me
go
tell
ahead,
you
I'm
why
sorry.
it's true. Before we go to it's true because you are useless to me, Doc. It is a true statement. 100% true. See, I
So
think what we do
no,
is we
I got you. So in the theme of Hamp show, we can't be wrong. I will say this. I will concede to that and say, to you, I'm useless to you. I will concede to that, right? But calling me useless, then I probably want to come back and ask context like this. Why would you say that? Useless to who? Because my wife, my children, my soldiers would totally disagree with that whole statement. So I will concede, because I want to correct myself. The title of the show is We Just Can't Be Wrong. So in that case, I didn't believe in truths until you said something like that. So I believe in facts. I think everybody does have that truth. Like, if you eat an orange, I eat an orange. You can like the orange. I don't have to like the orange. It's true to both of us. But the facts are it's an orange. So yeah, you're correct. That if I'm useless to you, I've asked you why would you say I'm useless?
So that's why I'm a big advocate of getting context of what they mean by what they said.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you automatically get offended because I said it and you don't have the context, that's my problem is what context are that person using to call you useless? And I think you got to ask more questions. You can't
Well, now in Aaron's case, we didn't have to get the context. It was already provided. The guy came on there saying because Aaron didn't have children, because he wasn't married, he was useless. So he came to it I was wrong for not asking you, why do you believe I'm useless? But in Aaron's case, the context was already provided if that's the subject we're going off of. Would you agree?
Yeah, so based on his definition of useless, he said how he qualified the word useless. He believed Aaron is useless to society, right? Not having kids is a way for you to be useless, all these different things, right?
And Aaron's rebuttal to that was the men in the Bible who did not have women and children, were they useless? And the gentleman never answered the question. He went on about something else, but he never gave Aaron a qualifying answer because Aaron would have checkmated him right there.
No, the end, Doc, was that I'm not those men in the Bible. And listen, wasn't Paul chasing people around, killing people if you believed in Christ and all of that? But then what happened?
He became one of Christ's biggest disciples.
Useful, right?
You're not them. You're not them, though.
I know, but nobody knows God's plan.
Yeah, but I mean, just to answer Doc's question, he just said you're not them, right? So that he did answer.
He answered.
But we got, just for context, you can be useless in one phase of your life and be useful later on in life. Like, so just because somebody is actually telling their opinion, because it's really opinion where they feel that you are currently in your life, doesn't mean that you're going to stay in that state for the whole duration of your life. So I think that's a little out of context that we say, if we look at your whole life, like, 'cause the great thing about when we look at people in the Bible, we can see their whole life at the end. So we could judge over the whole life. We're looking at people actively in their life. We don't know what they're going to do to society 15, 20 years from today, and that can change at any point.
Hey, Ham, question. You said that he answered the question and he said, you're not them. But the question that I remember was there people in the Bible like that? So I would expect the answer to be yes first or no, and then come back and give context. I just think he provided context and tried to disqualify Aaron's whole point by saying you're not them.
Well,
Doc,
that wasn't a question, Doc. You gave a statement, so you didn't really want to ask me something. You wanted to give a statement.
That's correct. So let me reframe my statement to a question.
I can still reply to your statement.
Okay.
What it is if he answers yes and no, I'll use this term. It's an automatic like check, right? I wouldn't necessarily say mate, but it's a check. The reason why I accepted how he answered because he rendered the question irrelevant because he's not those great men that were in the Bible that didn't reproduce. So it's a moot point, is how Black America approached the question, because it's one of those questions that can kind of pigeonhole a person and make Aaron right. But instead, he said, "What does it matter? You're not Elijah. You're not Jesus. You're not Paul. So you asking me about those men, you're not of the ilk of those men. So me answering yes or no is irrelevant to your certain circumstance."
But that's the problem, and I'm trying to understand why people are so offended by the useless word. Because when I checked it out, I remember useless means a person that's not going to they're not going to fulfill their purpose, or it was something that they're not intended to do what they was designed to be here for, right? So I think it's a lot of people who don't follow God are just useless. They hear and they just die, right? And I know some people. Go ahead,
definition is, just so you can go on, the definition is not fulfilling or not expecting to achieve the intended purpose or desired outcome. So now if you use that word, I would infer from that definition, not fulfilling or not expected to achieve the intended purpose or desired outcome. So you got to probably define what the intended purpose or desired outcome is and see if the individual will be able to achieve.
He did, Doc. He did. He said he believed the intention. He said he believed the intention, purpose of men are to reproduce, be fruitful, and multiply. He felt that like he gave what he thought men's useful purpose is, and that's why he used useless.
So then I'll use the Bible argument back on you then. The individuals in the Bible who he mentioned, right? The individual who didn't have children and didn't do that, then they would be deemed useless by that whole example.
No, it's not. No, because
I'm not talking about you, Ebed. I'm saying the guy said he believes this individual Aaron is useless because he hasn't reproduced yet or he hasn't married. Well, and then when he brought up the people in the Bible to add to his context, Aaron did, he said, well, you're not them. Right. We're going to answer that. But those individuals at the end of their life still, from what we know, did not reproduce and did not marry. Would that render them useless as well, based off of his definition?
Well, hold on. Well, let me ask Aaron a question, and I'm gonna answer your question. Do you feel like you have achieved your intended purpose this far, Aaron?
You really want to know what my end goal would really be? It's to sit next to Christ. So until then, yes, my purpose is not fulfilled.
Okay, so
he's not asking you that. He's saying where you are in life, are you satisfied?
No. And I would never be satisfied until I'm sitting next to my king.
So let me ask you a different question. Aaron, are you operating in your purpose currently, in your opinion?
Trying more and more.
So you believe you are. All right. So that means that he said it out of context. If you believe that you are operating in your purpose while God put you on this earth and you're operating in that currently, he used useless out of context. But I have this conversation with people outside of Aaron, and they said, I am not doing my design purpose that I believe that I'm here for. And so if I use the word useless with them, I'm not using that definition out of context. That's the point that I'm making.
I would agree. I can agree with that.
Question, E. So let me ask you a question, E. Let's say I was to come up here and say, I don't want kids, I don't want to get married, but I do want to keep fighting for the rest of my life to be a soldier of God. Do you think he would still say I'm useless?
No, but he didn't have that context.
But because his definition of useless is a man who is not married or have kids. That's the point.
Let me do this part. What's one of the first commandments we ever received?
Fruitful and multiply.
So just don't because let's make sure that we understand, right? When we using the Most High as a reason for what's happening, let's also make sure that we understand all the commandments, right? So if you want to build on that premise that you're building on, you also agree that there are limited men in the Bible, right, who were great that did not reproduce, but the majority of those men did, right? And so if we want to stay on that premise, adopt the whole premise, right? But that's not really where we going per se, but it just feels like we saying God this, God that. Well, then be fruitful and multiply is one of the first commands we ever received. And that's what Black America was addressing. He not versed in the Bible, but he's just hearing a young man saying that they don't have kids. And he's saying men are here to build legacy and reproduce and take care of people and lead people, a woman and children. That's how a man shows he's a man. One of the ways a man shows he's a man. That's what he was saying.
I'm in agreement with you. But now I will come on with the counter argument of this, just to keep the show interesting too. It is interesting. Is a guy out here right now? I think I seen him on some show or something. Dude has 72 kids, right? By like 30 something women and everything like this. So he's obviously following the first commandment, but I wouldn't say that he's in compliance with God's law either, right? Because he's very fruitful and multiply. I know God gave us that commandment, but he also gave us the structure of marriage for the best practices from how I interpret the Bible. What would you say about that?
Sex is marriage per the Bible. So yeah, I agree, right? But the thing is, what it is having the conversation, right? So when we hear something, because Doc, to your point, right? When we hear something and we don't like it, now we get into this point where I ain't gonna be wrong. And so me and you talking right now, Doc, we listening to each other. So you heard what I said. You say, what about this? I'm like, yep, I agree. Sex also considered marriage, Numbers 22, per the Bible as well, right? Genesis 24:67. When he brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, he took her, and there she became his wife, right? So sex is immediately associated with marriage, right? I know that, especially. But we talking through it, right? You're not trying to be right, and I'm not trying to disprove your point. We trying to understand each other,
right?
See? But what actually happens is, this is your premise. Fuck what Doc talking about. He said you need to be fruitful and multiply. That don't even matter if you like the bitch. You see what I'm saying? That's a different type of conversation. And that's what I'm addressing more so with this stream is the need to be right is overshadowing the substance of the conversation quite often. As soon as we don't like what a person says, we can't hear them anymore.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's the overarching issue. We got on Aaron's, so I played 3 clips. The reason why this one is so pronounced is because Aaron is here, right?
Yeah.
Like if the heavy set girl that came up, we would be probably talking about that one. Or if Ro came up, we would probably be talking about that one.
I'd like to say something about that though. The average, I call it average at best part 2, right? So when you told everybody on the panel that they were average, and the female from Baltimore took offense to that.
Damn, Hamp, you got the average part 2 clip.
Technically, he do got the average at best part 2 clip.
You about to go, bro.
That's what I call it. Yeah, when you told, when we talk about being disrespectful and when we talking about being truthful, you told the truth. You told the facts on it. Looking at that panel, everybody on there, you told the chat, 90% of us are average, right? The truth happens to hurt, unfortunately. And I don't know what's so bad about average. Average is an acceptable thing. But when you told them, a few people, Dana, she kind of was like, Hamp, you're going to have to stop doing that. But she knows you do it. This lady, she doesn't know you do it. So she immediately got offended because she has a higher evaluation of herself than she really is. Anybody with eyes can look at that screen and sit there and say, ma'am, you actually kind of was lying to her when you told her she was average, because she was below average in my summation, but you were being nice about it and you gave everybody that average number. But the truth hurts, and people, when they hear the truth, and the Bible, I won't go into that again, but the Bible tells us there's going to come a time when people are going to turn away from sound doctrine, and they're going to hear they don't want to hear the truth. They're going to just hear things that tickle their ears, fables. Yeah, so, I mean, that's just what it is.
Isaiah 30, 10.
Yeah.
Go ahead, E.
Yeah, yeah, no. So I think so. When we hear that, see, people don't understand that it's a spectrum in average, right? It's somebody who's close to the end of the spectrum, and it's somebody that close to being out of the average spectrum on both sides. So I think him calling her average is fair, because I don't think she would be considered below average. I think she would be at the lower side of average. That kind of makes sense.
What would you rate her on a scale of 1 to 10? What would you rate her?
I really didn't only seen her face.
Based off your face.
Yeah, I think she would be somewhere around 4. To be honest, to the rest of the world.
You know, the truth what's going to happen is if America ever adopt that point system that China got, it's going to hurt a lot of people.
Well, so
The
average
social
is
credit
4.
score?
Hold on, but average is 4 to 6, right?
If we did that on the dating market, that shit would hurt.
Yeah, I would say average is about 4 to 6.
I mean, come on, man. Like,
What's she at? That's not
I
her.
was about to say, y'all
That's
being
the one
real
at the
nice.
low, the bottom screen. The bottom left with the glasses
Yeah,
on.
yeah. I think most of y'all would give her a 4. If y'all being honest, if she wasn't disrespectful, that's what I liked about with KS. He used to rank you before the disrespect come, and you see
Well,
the
actually,
chat.
KS used to make you rank yourself. He would ask you, what would you look like? What do you think you look like fresh face out the shower? And then they would give themselves an assessment, and then he goes off of that.
But I know, but I'm saying I think she would say she's around a 6. I don't think she would say she was an 8.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the truth is disrespectful, because if she was believe she was average, then a 6 would be qualifying for average based off what you said, right?
Yeah.
So why get so mad at Hamp?
So like, it's just let me tell you what it is. Hamp said average, and he said and she heard ugly. So you gotta understand in these space, when somebody say one word, they associate that word with a different word. So that's what she associated average with as ugly.
And the thing is, I didn't even give no numbers. I wasn't even talking. I was actually talking to Ratchet. She's the one that was asking me the question. So,
so what would you rank her? Shoot, let's go ahead and put it out there now. DjHamp, what would you rank her?
Yeah, I'm high for the faces you was
not
just
desirable to me. Like, obviously, somebody taxing that ass, it just wouldn't be me. That's all. Because she was surprised that I said they were average. We were average. And I'm just like, that she wasn't desirable to me in any way, shape, or form.
I just want to know.
But I know I'm a force. See, that's the thing. I'm not walking around here like I'm who they still like? They still like Morris? I know I'm not walking around here like I'm Morris. You know what I'm saying? If he's still the man, or Denzel, whoever they like. I don't know who they like now. You know? So, but I don't think beauty is objective either, honestly. I think we know who's the prettiest people.
And we know who the ugliest is too. Let's put that out there.
Yeah, and we like who we like, but we still will know if a woman, like your woman, whatever the case is, you'll know if another woman is prettier than your woman. Don't mean you like her more, you know what I'm saying? Just
well, I got a question, because it felt like you was kind of biting my tape there. I sound like you said I'm a remix with Eat a Man fan, because they ain't process it right. They weren't listening when he spoke, because it came off a little bit too. But if I make it sound good, they gonna receive it. They reject it the same way they rejected mine. They don't want to hear it.
That show's older than your clip, asshole.
Oh, damn. It sounded good though. It definitely sounded good.
So if we believe that the beauty standard is not subjective, then why do we collectively as a whole succumb to societal standards when it's like the heavy set people, the Lizzos and everything, and we trout them up as they're beautiful? I seen this one show when
it's not subjective.
No, I agree. I'm saying like this: if we believe that, then why are we sitting there now? I've seen this one show when the panel asked everybody, "What do you think about Lizzo?" and everybody rated her a 10. Then the guy said, "Well, oh yeah, you look like Lizzo," and she was highly offended. So everybody they gave her a false assessment, but then when it came to her, then it was like, "Wait a minute, who are you talking to? You being disrespectful." Like, why do we do that as a society and succumb to that?
Beauty is subjective. He's wrong on that part. Go ahead, DjHamp.
But that's a totally different subject. Totally different subject. It's a great convo. I would have to reset it up because I got limited time today.
My
But I
bad.
think good. No, you good. It's something to think through 100%. Which I don't know if it's actually super far off base because we all. That's what happens, man. It's like we were talking about the sisterhood, so to speak, right? The sisterhood is gonna say Lizzo's a 10 until you tell her you look like Lizzo. Um, and in the Discord yesterday, I mentioned the brotherhood. The brotherhood oftentimes will be like how we talking now, we just talking. But then when the women come up here and start talking crazy, the brotherhood will jump on their ass. but with each other, we have a little bit more decorum. You
Well,
know,
that's how it is, you know. Like if you go to my house and me and my brothers we fighting each other, but let DjHamp come. We jumping him. We already know facts. It's on site. He getting jumped, right? So it's just that when the outsider come in, you treat them different. You have a reason to unite.
I don't think though, because you know what? Well, we talking about the sisterhood, so I guess that's gonna cancel on my statement. I was gonna say, when Hamp had a few ladies on here who like very like just kind of spirit was a Crimson Cure and everything like that. She's not considered like an outsider, you know, because she actually has some of the same beliefs and opinions that we share, right? So she's an outsider to the sisterhood. So I guess we're looking at it from a sisterhood brotherhood thing. I can understand what you're saying, not a male female thing per se.
Hey Doc, you ain't seen the woman at the right angle and she looked cuter.
Absolutely,
that's why I think it's subjective, right? Individual wise.
That was that,
So
but
for
see, I had to. So the reason I don't believe it's subjective is because that just right there, right? I had to do something extra in order to say, okay, from this angle, or if she wears a certain thing. But I think universally, if we took 10 people and we say, hey, vote the most attractive person in here, majority of people going to vote for who the most attractive person is.
Well, no, the
So
reason
that's
I
why.
said so if I was to put a woman up here, I don't think us 4 men, let alone the whole world, would agree her beauty standard. Like if we put it in a scale, like we would say she's university is a 5. We ain't gonna agree with that.
We just did it.
Look what sis say.
That's what I'm talking about, sis. See, I got sis actually coming around. Like, what angle you like? You like it right here, right?
No, listen, we just did it. We just did it with the lady from Baltimore. We all just sit there.
Y'all disagree. Y'all said she was
listen.
no 4.
You said she was a 4. Ham said she was. I said she was below average. What would you say she did, Aaron?
A 2. So that just proved my point.
All that proved is she's not attractive. Very attractive. Put it like that. That's what it proved. Everybody had the same synopsis. Like she's under a 5. Ham never gave her a number. He just said, he said 6. So we just proved that she's average at best.
Don't be lying on my brother.
Yeah,
He said a damn 6.
My bad.
I think when it comes to beauty, we gotta do it like how we do competition.
Black, all right, I'm done talking about beauty, man. That's a whole nother show. I got limited time. Black, what's popping, man? Black, the base is good to see you, man. I miss you.
You too, brother. I haven't talked to you in a bit. I haven't been up here in a long time.
Yeah, man.
How's everything?
I'm doing my best, man. I'm traveling, so I started early today because I'm about to go to Philly. All right. But we were just talking through essentially, like we got on beauty and shit. But when we had this conversation, the need to be right is a detriment, seemingly, for men and women. Oftentimes you heard Kevin Samuel say it referring to women, but as I moderate panels and things of that nature and just hear, people very rarely move off the point they came into the conversation with, you know? What I asked, and everybody's a part of it, the panelists, the chat, as soon as people hear something they don't like, they can't see past it. And what I'm alleging is you're doing yourself a disservice, largely, you know? Like right now as we speak, right? The brothers on the panel been pretty just talking, but like the chats especially, once people get knocked off their square, they stay there.
Yeah.
And now they just windmilling and fighting for something that may not be worth fighting for. If you're wrong, you know, there's plenty of things you said, Black, right? Just as an example, I'm like, oh, that's better than what I thought. I'm gonna go with that. You know what I'm saying? Like that's I'm just thinking like, oh, that's smarter than what I came in here with. That
Understood.
makes sense, you know. So, what you think about that basic premise?
I agree. Most people want to be right, and doggedly so. I was on a panel before, and I was talking about choice and how we all have the right to choice concerning our lives. And they just kept throwing in red herrings. Oh, what about when you're this age? What about at conception? What about at birth? What about, just all these whataboutisms? And I'm like, that's erroneous to the argument. I'm just making the point that if you have a choice in your life from 12 years old, let's just say, into adulthood, you're responsible for your choices. Your life is a confluence of choices, regardless of the difficulty or ramification.
Yeah, no, 100%. One thing we also got caught up on was like the truth. Can the truth be disrespectful? But let's get some. What do y'all think about this, John? Sorry, can the truth be disrespectful? Was what we were kind of contemplating. But Jonathan with the $5 says we choose who we want to listen to based off of respect. Amp could have said the same thing because of his lingo and character. He could have been good. Damn, I think that's pretty interesting.
I get we are self-serving and we lean to people that agree with us more or that we perceive as better than us or even, like you said, more respected. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah.
I think that's facts. So like I think it's certain people that I respect can say something that other people might see that's disrespectful. But since I already hold them at a certain level in my life, I'm willing to hear past the disrespect. Like so I think we see that all the time, especially with coaches, because when you start looking at like football coaches, they can really get disrespectful. But since you already hold them to a certain standard, like I remember I did some crazy stuff when I played DN, right? I did some crazy stuff, and my coach chewed into me, and then he took a break, went to go get some water, and he came back and he started chewing back into me right where he left off, right? Anybody else, I might would have like snapped back on because I felt like I was being disrespected in that moment, but the respect was already there.
Yeah.
Are you saying, is it the delivery or is it the truth?
It was so one or two things, and obviously the conversation evolved. What is initially being said was simply people are refusing to be wrong. I think when we start talking about those two items, blacks, is those things excuse people for not conceding. Oh, you were disrespectful, so whatever you said didn't matter.
Yeah,
you know Oh, I don't like how you said it, so whatever you said didn't matter.
So it's delivery people are caught up on. Delivery.
Seemingly, right? Well, we're still minding it out, right? But I just find that people are being obtuse and standing on their square no matter what, and they use a lot of excuses as to why they shouldn't move off said square.
Okay.
You know, one being tone, disrespect, the verbiage you use, who's saying it, right? As opposed to at least hearing the information and discerning it appropriately, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So
there's an old adage that says, "Truth cares not from the tongue it leaves," or something or another.
Yeah.
I agree that delivery is everything for sure, because people can't hear the truth if you're cursing them out, you're telling them the truth while whooping their ass. You're disrespecting them while telling them the truth. Absolutely, but I don't believe the truth itself is disrespectful.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, I think I heard a similar adage. It was like a lie don't care who tell it. I think so.
If you know what meme just popped up in my head, the Kobe meme where it's like, yo, I'll fuck up anybody in here, and then Kobe looking back. Like, that's what I think when like people trying to tell the truth but saying it like with disrespect. Like, it's kind of like you that nigga, like, you ain't talking to everybody in the club, but when you say, yo, I'll fuck anybody up in here, you know you don't mean that shit. Because now when the club is beating your ass, like, you know you ain't mean that shit. But in the moment, you feel me? You was hyped because you was about to fight maybe a crowd of people or one person. But now you saying, I'll fuck up everybody in here. Now everybody in the club is on your ass. Now it's like, why everybody beating my ass?
I see. Smitty with the $2. Black America was useless for that conversation. Temple was popping on the $5. DjHamp, what up? What's popping? Respectfully, be careful with that illness because an epileptic person should never live alone. I lost my mom that way.
Sorry to hear that.
Indeed, God bless the dead. Ari Nicole with the $5 says, Lamar, there's no reason to be alone. You need a caregiver, honestly. Find you a good woman, bro. All love.
You available?
Bobby Seal with the $2. Morning panel in chat. Salute to you, brother Hamp. Salute, my brother. Appreciate you. Ezekiel, appreciate you.
What up, buzzing, bird, flip a dozen. Holla at your boy, you thought your cousin was.
Appreciate you, my brother. Whoever got one of those 5, please maintain it. Devin with the $2. Red pill often led men to come to same delusion, sadly. Ronnie with the $2. Women can survive off lies alone. Jesus Christ. HQ with the $2. I'm her. Okay. Carlisle Tom with the $5 says, you need to be able to discern the value in correction. I'd rather feel like a fool for 10 minutes than be a fool forever. That's solid. As able to follow, you men are so gullible with their choice of the women on panels that you respect or do not. I guess everybody plays the fool sometimes, so it's okay. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend, hit that like button right now if you can. That helps the channel the most. I'm definitely doing a part 2 on this subject because it has evolved greatly, right? Here's what I'm asking of everybody, content creators, everybody who's listening, my 3 brothers on the panel. If you have a preset position, accept that preset position is going to be challenged. And if it's challenged, assume what the other person is saying is correct, right? If you assume that you agree with what they're saying, you're more likely to discern it more clearly, right? Take what they said, write it on your whiteboard, and then break it down. And then prove it wrong. And then once you prove it wrong, you can stay on your square, right? But when we walk into a conversation refusing to be wrong, that ain't a conversation. And I'm finding that our conversations are so circular because everybody says yes, but, no, but, well, what about this? Well, let me ask you a question. Well, what about the men? Well, what about the women? What about niggas shooting each other? What about the police shooting each other? It's like, well, goddamn, let's focus on this right here and see who has the best information before we leave. And then we all go with that. You feel me? I think
Mr. Fantastic for the link.
All right, I gotta go in like 9 minutes. Let me bring the link for Mr. Fantastic, but that's my request. You know, and do a part 2 on this shit. We might do it this weekend. I got a boxing match come up, Black.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That you're fighting it?
Yeah, man. They left me no choice.
It's gonna be good for the other guy. What's going on?
I'm boxing Mr. Fantastic.
brother.
Oh, that's funny.
Yo, Ham, how tall are you?
Why?
Because I know he told.
You trying to give Mr. Fantastic all the man. I'm about to pick. Hey, Blacks, I'm about to pick Mr. Fantastic up from the airport in like 8 hours.
Talk about the fight.
He like this, bro. Like,
you know.
No, but
brother.
What afraid you got, yo?
Fighting
It's a fighting braids. You guys are hilarious.
Yo,
Javante Tank Davis.
I almost braided this box because that sweat be getting in your eyes and shit. Damn, what's good though?
How many rounds are going?
4.
I'm good, man. What's up with y'all, bro?
Good. Hey, Hamp, I wanted to address what you said about you having an opinion and someone else having an opinion, and then you come in and you decide I'm not going to move off of my position because I know I'm right, etc., instead of assuming that person is right. And that's kind of like an Occam's razor situation. The one with the position with the fewest let's just say assumptions or questions that need to be answered is the one that is most likely the most right, because nothing is absolutely right, I would say, except for God's word. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I think that's perfect. The outcome's right. Yeah, that's perfect, Black. Yeah, now, and to be fair, right, there are topics where you know,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
oftentimes, and see, like for instance, if we're talking anything to do with the military, as an example, anything, frankly, right? You, Mr. Fantastic, Doc, I'm gonna be the most quiet person in that room if it's us four,
Yeah.
right? Not excluding Aaron, but just for the sake of the hypothetical, right? I'm gonna be most likely asking all the questions, or trying to figure out, oh, I heard this, I heard that, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
But very rarely am I gonna just make assertions or think I know when I'm not versed.
Absolutely.
And so that's why when I do have like the Bible conversation as an example, I go right to the Bible to get the answer. Right? Because if that person is a believer, then they should adopt that. The word of God as being the law. You know what I mean? The authority. So yeah, no, but now there's times where you're right. And I think when people are just windmilling, I slow walk them a little bit. I very rarely over pursue, because once you do, they ain't gonna get it,
That's true.
So Mr. Fantastic, you just hit the link. What you want to say before I get up out of here, bro?
Nah, man, hey, shout out to everybody. Listen, bro. It's a lot of people, like you said. I think it's a lot of Dunning-Krugers and Occam's razor, as he said. A lot of people think they know, but they don't know. They don't know much, man. Little to nothing. And then just like logical processing and understanding how to communicate or have a debate. And I know y'all like to get on me for a lot of shit, bro, but it's just the fact of the matter that, like, a lot of people, bro, don't know how to argue. A lot of people don't know how to defend their points. A lot of people have never been in an official setting, be it a debate, be it a court case, be it any of these things. So when you've been in those situations, everybody think you're just being arrogant. But if they really knew what was going on, it's like it'll be like me trying to have a football conversation with fucking Deion Sanders and Randy Moss, right? No matter how much I think I know about football, I you know what I'm saying? I'm never going to be on their level. And at the layman's level, if you're not famous, or if you're not this, you're that, everybody feels like everybody's the same, everybody's equal, and it's just not that. There are some people that are incredibly gifted physically. There's some people that are incredibly gifted mentally, and the mental aspect of it offends people the most. Okay, I say the mental aspect offends people more than even the looks thing, to be honest with you, because again, most people, for the most part, however you look, and everybody fucking regardless. All right, ugly motherfuckers fucking too. All right, ugly people making the most babies out here. All right, but but that's the whole thing for me, man. And it, like, I would just tell people to watch like actual debates, bro. You know what I'm saying? And again, we have some decent discussions here, but actually sit down, bro, YouTube or whatever, and look at an actual debate. You know what I'm saying? Look at a court case. Look at the way they formulate things and they make the argument. Again, like, it's certain things that precedence, right? So, Hamp, you gave the perfect example. If it says it in the Bible, it's no need of us even arguing it. It's what the Bible says. Your interpretation of it, now you can try and tell me whatever people would deny. No, that's not what it said. Well, like you said, you do a great job of showing the thing, and that's why I'm in the habit of now just anything I say, I'm a source it, because people say I'm not sourcing things. So this is what the source says, right? But then we get to the point of, well, it's the white man's source. The white man gonna lie. He gonna only lie on the niggas. He ain't gonna tell the truth to everybody else. So again, man, I just think people gotta appreciate the art of healthy debate. Again, man, things get accomplished by debate. Things get accomplished through challenges, okay? Because you have somebody say, nah, man, that shit is not gonna work, or that's not the way the formula is supposed to go, or you're missing this, and so on and so forth. And I just think if people really understood what it was, they have more appreciation of it and just wouldn't be, as whatever they are.
Yeah. You know what? I think that's good. And that's why we're gonna do a part 2 of this, because there's a lot to be discussed. Even when you're having those conversations, right? And I heard the brother say this before. if I'm having a conversation with blacks, let's say, about the Bible, just 'cause I know what he knows, I'm probably gonna be a little bit more direct and heavy-handed, to be candid.
Right.
Or even like when Aaron, when I went to the Be Fruitful Multiply, because I know that he's learning, teaching, trying to grow. I'm probably going to be more direct, right? Because I respect what they know in terms of that topic. If Dion and them were talking football, 90% of people wouldn't understand what they were saying if they were just talking football terminology.
Yeah.
But oftentimes, people that know will, or let me use myself, right? As a moderator, I take everybody in, pause, right? So they can have the conversation. But people are often outmatched in the conversation. And if it's a bunch of football niggas talking, people wouldn't know what the fuck they were talking about. But we tend to dumb it down so everybody can be a part of the conversation, which can be problematic as well. Interestingly enough, you know?
Yeah. Very true.
And
I like that Fantastic said that the mental probably goes over the looks. And yeah, he's probably right. I think that's true.
And you were right, Mr. Fantastic. Most people don't know how to formulate an argument. Most people have never been a part of any parliamentary debate, not even Toastmasters. You know, a lot of filler words, a lot of emotion, a lot of opinion that isn't filtered into a scope that for all to understand. No resources, nothing to back their opinion whatsoever. And you see that a lot in YouTube spaces. I agree with you. Watch an actual debate. Watch it. Let's just say Harvard versus Princeton or something. Watch how they formulate their arguments. Watch the research that they've brought to the table. Look at how they address the audience, and know that when someone puts that time on you, that time, you know, if you skirt the time, then you lose the argument.
I read a book from Dr. Tyrone Powers called Eyes to My Soul, The Rising.
You froze, bro.
I'm an FBI agent. He did a study. The FBI did a study on African American Black people, and it says that we're more emotional than we are intellectual. So then when we sit here and we have these debates, you can see a lot of people instead of going into their intellectual side, or like Mr. Fantastic does, what I admire about it, is being able to provide some statistics or some stats. They get emotional and they start throwing attacks at the individual, and then now they want to take it away from what the conversation was, and now they're trying to show an individual up. So what he said about the looks thing, you can't do anything about that for the most part. Some cosmetics, but you got what you got. God gave you. But you can always change your intellectual, you know, read, learn more. And a lot of people, because after post-secondary education, a lot of people just stop altogether seeking knowledge and reading, so, or doing whatever they have to do. They just, when somebody comes over here and they out intelligence them, whatever the word is, right? Just outsmart them, then they get easily shook and rattled. And this is where we were talking about whether somebody gets rocked or disrespected. Now they just feel like they got disrespectfully rocked.
Yeah.
Well, I think a lot of people should take, and for the people in the chat, I know a lot of people probably disagree or don't like Mr. Fantastic, but y'all got to give him a little respect. The man does his research. Like, there's never been a show on Hamp show, and I seen him on, I think, Anton's show. Both shows, he's pulling up facts. He's doing the research. Like, he's not just talking, like, coming up here just saying, like, bunch of bullshit. You should give at least some credence that the man wants to go out and do the time, the research, and bring it back to his community. Like, I think he deserves some respect in that way.
Oh man, hey, listen, bro. I'm used to it at this point. You know, people come up and the thing is, like, they try to flip it, right? And like Doc was saying, I can keep it intellectual as long as you want to keep it intellectual. But bro, you're not finna out roast me. You're not finna out nigga me, bro. So again, like that's the wonderful part about me. I can do both, and people always see my reaction. They don't see the shit that build up to it. And like I said, it's just the thing, man. It's like me trying to, you know what I'm saying, wrestle with somebody that's, you know, a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Like, bro, what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? I mean, and because they're more emotionally attached to it, or the like, right? They dislike you. they automatically want to discount everything you say, even when you provide the facts, even when you provide the stats, even when you're saying everything you're saying is factual and verifiable. So again, man, I'll be that guy. I gladly. I have been him. I'm not gonna change. And again, man, hey, it is what it is, bro. Like I said, I understand what it is.
Well, I got jobs now, bro. Like I'm getting eat up in the chat now, but
of course, you said something. You can't say nothing good about me, man, bro. If you want to lose favor with the people, Silent Fantastic, man.
They was
isn't that the point about telling the truth?
Now this shit.
When you tell the truth, you oftentimes lose favor with people. You don't have the masses on your side. People don't care about truth. They care about emotion and how you make them feel, and it's unfortunate. And someone said about Toastmasters is not a debate tool. It absolutely is a debate tool because it teaches you how to speak, how to get rid of the and, but, all that nonsense that you utilize in your speech pattern that does not allow you to get a point across. That's the point. People you take it all. It's all information, especially something that can better the way you relay information.
Listen, y'all could say whatever y'all want in the chat. Listen, I'm not calling, and I'm saying this ahead of time. I'm not calling the man a prophet. I'm not saying any of us up here could be a prophet, but you don't know that. Only God knows that. But this man could be a prophet sent here to help better the black community. And just know the scriptures say the people, the Israelites, killed the prophets. That's what they do. So go back to the scripture about the sweet words. Like, people want to hear sweet words, and it's like, even if the brother is wrong, he's saying something that go look it up and try to refute it. Don't shut him down and try to throw stones and try to kill the man. And y'all can feel however y'all want about me in the chat, because listen, you call anybody in my phone, I'll take on a crowd of 1,000 people. I don't give a fuck.
I'm gonna piggyback on you right here and say, they say the prophet is not a prophet in his own land.
Exactly.
I've seen a lot of times when Kevin Samuels, God bless the dead, when he would speak, he spoke a lot of truth. Not that I agree with him 100%, but I don't agree with anybody 100%. But he spoke a lot of truth. And what happens is when you start to tell the truth, I found out you start to walk a lonely road and people start to attack you, right? People don't want to hear, we only want to hear flattering and complimentary things about ourselves. The minute you offer criticism or correction, then people will get offended. And it takes somebody of maturity to sit there and look at themselves. What I'm finding out is a lot of people in particular, now this is going ruffle some feathers, but a lot of people in the African-American community do not like to be accountable, right? This whole show was started off of, we just can't be wrong. And we're going to get on here and we're going to, let's say Mr. Fantastic comes on and he provides statistic data, things that can prove his point. Then it's like this, how do I refute this? He provides a study. I don't have to like the study. I don't have to like what I saw from it, but he provides evidence and I'm only going off of my feelings or my anecdotal experiences. So then instead of sitting there and saying, I concede to that, because once you have to concede to that, you have to admit you were wrong. And no one really wants to have an argument and argue in good faith. When we argue, we always believe we're right until you find out you were wrong. Then it takes a mature individual to come back at that moment or at some time and say, hey, when you said that, you know what? I gotta let that go. I was thinking, I was in my feelings. I gotta let it go. That's where Kevin Samuels will always say like this, accountability is the kryptonite, because some people just cannot take accountability for their own actions, right? They were getting on Aaron earlier because, unbeknownst to them, and before he said it, nobody knew he had epilepsy, right? And so they were saying, oh, you want an easy life, you're a weak man, whatever they were saying. Then he added context to, what he was saying. It changed the whole nature of things, right? And I'm proud of the lady. She came on there and she said, all love, so she kind of fell back. She didn't stay on that stance, but some people just, results show us everything, right? So it's like, if an individual who is older and have experience is telling you something, they may have done that same thing and met failure with it. So they may be telling you, don't go down this road, don't do X, Y, Z, because this is where it's going to lead you. A younger person will hear that and sit there and say, oh, you're just trying to stop me from living my life or doing what I'm doing. You did it, right? You did it. My father smoked and drank and everything. He would tell us all the time, Junior, don't do this. Don't be like me, right? And If I sit there and say, "No, Dad, look, you a hypocrite, you did," and went out and did it myself, then later on in life, I probably have lung cancer and everything else going on with me, and then I'm like this. I'm trying to get the same wisdom to my child. So a lot of people in these panels, what I respect about it, a lot of people have success in different avenues and different lives. And so if somebody's coming to me and they fell down 10 times, but they got up 11, and they're telling me what not to do, I'm more inclined to listen to what they're saying and say, okay, where are they at in life now? And maybe I can what I need to take from that and make a better informed decision.
Agreed.
Yeah. And yeah, man. And like I said, just looking at the chat real quick. Listen, you can't even agree with another man, right? And then they immediately call you dick riding, and you on another man's dick and that. When it's never clit riding, when they agree with these chicks, and they agree with these pandering niggas, right? So again, listen, in true fantastic fashion, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna bounce out. Listen, you just mad at me, okay? Because your man's not a BABG, all right? And you just mad at me because again, your man is motherfucking bald, okay? He bald, his hairline fucked up, he fat, he broke, all those things that I'm not. And unfortunately, man, again, you probably won't make the cut on my roster. So listen, shawty, at the end of the day, especially if you've never shown your face, you have no place, okay, to say anything to me. That's all I'm saying, man. Listen, I get up here, been doing this. Shout out to Hamp, shout out to all the brothers up here right now. Right here, it is what it is, man. Listen,
hey, fantastic. What's the prediction for the fight?
Hey, man, I think it's gonna be a good fight, man. It's a good fight, man. You know what I'm saying?
Is this? It's real. This is real.
Yeah. It's going down Sunday.
Okay, cool.
What round he going out in?
Man, shit.
Hey, we from Baltimore. We talking absolute. Hey, Ham said ain't no summer here, so you got what round you knocking them out? I'm gonna ask him the same question.
Listen, bro. Listen, I am not looking for a knockout, brother. This is again. This is a sparring match. The original fella, the original guy, that would have been the person that was been knockout predictions. But nah, man, this is, you know what I'm saying? It'll be sport. Good sport, man. But anyway, I got to get ready for this flight anyway, bro. So, hey, y'all, peace out. Y'all have a good one, man.
Be safe.
Yeah, I agree with you, Doc. A lot of people have to stop introducing logical fallacies into the argument, whether that's ad hominem, whether that's non sequiturs, whether that's whataboutism. They need to really learn what a logical fallacy is, because that's what it almost always devolves into whenever you're having some sort of debate, argument, conversation with someone who believes that they are completely right doggedly, and you, of course, being in opposition, believe you're right, but you may be more open and you may have a greater understanding of the material that you're arguing. And it's insane, man.
Yeah. Really, debate. You smart Toastmasters, and I participated in that at one time overseas, and just different skill sets. Everything really boils down to a skill set, right? These panels are so intriguing because we all have our strong opinions about things, right? Yeah. So then people get on to the panels, and then they have, they take their opinions and their beliefs and their feelings, and they project them out there, and then they get tested. And then when they get tested and you cannot stand on them, then you revert back to you're trying to train your new person in jiu-jitsu or boxing, and everything looks good when you're just doing a little bit punch in the bag. Then you get tested, somebody comes in front of you, you naturally want to revert back to just swinging wild and fighting randomly because this is all you know. And it takes skill in order to navigate this thing, conversations, so let alone, right? Because we've been talking at each other and to each other in our whole lives, right? Even growing up in my household with my mom and dad, the conversations was always one-sided, right? So the elders always got the respect. We were never allowed to. We could have had real something thought-provoking. Maybe we felt like, man, I just had an epiphany. I don't want to hear it. What I tell you to do, what I said, and it's that. And then growing up and being mentored like that, now you have a conversation out here, and you get into the workplace, you get into your relationship, and you just start taking those same things were bad. And I could tell you, my mom and dad, I'll end on this. My mom and dad, probably the best parents I could ever ask for.
Yeah.
But my mom and dad taught me what they knew, and what they knew were what they were taught, and a lot of it was ignorant behavior habits. A lot of it was poor habits, right? So when they taught me with the best of intentions, but it's not until I got around people who were in better positions that I admired that I was like, and they taught me that, hey, what your mom and dad taught you, I know they gave you the best thing they can do, but they taught you some things that won't work or are not as effective to work in this world. So, but I appreciate panels like this. I appreciate the ones that get real ignorant too, because I'm entertained by them, right? But I know sometimes it just doesn't really help move us forward for what we're trying to do ultimately.
I appreciate comedy. I believe that is a medium that is necessary to introduce levity into a situation, but not at all times. Agreed. And one thing you said, age doesn't beget wisdom, pretty much. Age definitely does not beget wisdom. That's something I've been taught my entire life. Your confluence of your decisions. I believe decisions and experience begets wisdom, and that's for sure.
Yo, Hemp, you could go catch a flight, bro. We got the show.
All right, but anyway, appreciate you, Hemp.
Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. No, this is an excellent topic, and it's supposed to evolve. I just had to condense it down into which we've been up here for 3 hours and 40 minutes. So I say condensed. That's still a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? But to do the part two, to continue to mine it out, because I think what happens is oftentimes we get caught up, and this is not for you, Blacks, just generally speaking, but there's still 350 people here that we get caught up in the examples I give, right? So with Aaron's example, right, it's hard to disassociate the people and what was said and get back to just the we can't be wrong part, because the example kind of trumps all of it, Yeah. I might be talking to my computer mic.
Yeah, you are, yeah.
Yeah, and then also, even like the example with the girl who was like, "You got glow lights in your background, bitch." Like, people can't unsee when I said average, or she called me a bitch, and now we can't get to what I actually want to get to.
Yeah,
clips are good, but I also find that they throw a monkey wrench at times when people get triggered by certain verbiage as well.
Yes.
But I need people to hit the link next time and understand, are you one of those people that can't be wrong? If so, why? Let's mine it out appropriately.
I'll be there for that show.
So damn, man. Hey, Blacks, all right, I'm about to get out of here. Any other final thoughts?
Hey, just hit me up, man. I sent you a text.
Okay, I got you.
All right, bro.
100%.
Hey, good talking to you guys.
Good talking to you.
Hey, Hank, real quick.
Yeah,
what round he going out in?
The fourth.
Okay, all right. I got my money on that. All right, cool.
Yep.
Have a safe flight, bro. Good fight, bro.
Yeah, take it easy.
All right. Good, man. I told Mr. Fantastic, if he hit me too hard, he will be banned from the show. God damn it. But make sure you guys, I'm gonna read these super chats and I'm gonna get up out of here. Let me call this real quick. So yo, get in the Discord. Lock in. So the fights start at 12. The live stream will start around 12:30. And the fights will start. The doors will open. The fights will start at 12:30, I would say. And then we have the venue up until 4:00. We'll probably do 10 to 15 minute intermissions in between. And we'll continue to get them popping, man, from the first to the last. You can watch the live stream, right? So if you're a member, become a member on the highest level. It's literally called the boxing event, right? So you join that membership when we start the live stream. The live stream will be members only. That is the membership level that will be permitted to watch the live stream. So we'll have a few different camera angles and etc. And I'll definitely keep my hands up. Also, I will send out the flyer that has the venue information if you want to attend in person. The doors open at 12, and everything will be reconciled directly at the venue. All right. So get to the members only. Somebody please drop the link in the chat to become a member and pick the highest grade membership. Okay. Also join the Discord. We have a whole boxing chat in the Discord. In the Discord, you can get information quickly. You can get information quickly in the Discord. So definitely get in the Discord and lock in with us there. The Discord is awesome. Like it really is. Like, and I know I'm saying it because it's mine. It's definitely awesome. Like the Discord, you're missing a lot if you're not in it. You know. Yep, you have to upgrade your membership. So if you're a member now, you can upgrade your membership to the highest level. Let me see. Yeah, and there's been so much talk about boxing and everything, etc. You know, and we pretty, you know, so we're gonna get it done, man. You know, salute to Joseph. You know, he just has some unfortunate circumstances come up, so we had the show must go on. You know, let me see if I can run it through. Hold on. Let's see if I can like click on the link so you guys can see how to get to it really quick. So I still got 5 minutes for this. I gotta catch it for that. Hold on. Let me try something real quick. See if I can walk you through. But it always shows different on my side because it's my stuff. So you guys may not get the same look. Let me try it real quick. Just in terms of the membership. So he's put in
I do that because I love to see it. But greater men than you don't have wives. So I'm not gonna hang everything up on the fact that you have a wife.
Prince, what
I'm saying is this. I know it's not. So listen to me to understand. Don't feel about what I'm saying. Understand it, comprehend it. What I'm saying is this. The way I look at it is the man got his own house, his own car, he got custody of his kids, he's running multiple businesses. Does it frustrate me sometimes that his diction ain't perfect? Yeah, but I'm getting older now and mine ain't. I try to listen to him because sometimes if you just actually listen and get past that, he's actually making some sound points, right? But what I'm saying is the dude is trying. He's a dude that went and got his motherfucking kids, and we gonna shit on him because he don't speak properly.
Beans.
But Beans,
hold on.
So that's basic process. I put in a link to it. Boom. I click that link. It brings that up in terms of becoming a member. That's just one of the preview clips. And then you scroll down and it says, you know, the boxing. Click on that, and then you join that membership level. We'll continue to run it through. We'll be streaming throughout the weekend too to just try to get the kinks out. But it's seemingly been working for the majority of people that were able to subscribe or join that membership level. Ralph saying he can't do it, so I'll do some mining out. I'll get some of my more IT people on it so we can figure out what's what. But it's generally working pretty seamlessly. So let me know. All right. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We will see you throughout the weekend. Yep, exactly. Scroll to the bottom. It's the last one. Yeah, you should be able to. Yep, Lux, grab that link and it should allow you to, certainly. If not, let me know if it works or not. I'll be in the Discord trying to figure out those things. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. We'll be streaming throughout the whole weekend. Be safe and do the right thing, man. Let me make sure I missed any super chats and I'll get out of here. So Mel upgraded. Scorp became a member. Thanos was right with the member for 2 months. Wait, y'all fighting for real? No mercy, Hemp, if he dies. UT, salute. Mo, salute. Fantasy Islands is knock them out, Hemp. And we gonna go at it, man. It's gonna be a good time for sure. As Abe for the fight, I said, what time is the fight? Do first cousins get special viewing seat? No, unless you have a really big TV that you stream from your phone to the TV, that'll probably be the best seat. Ari with the others. Doc, a 10 out of 10. Ari, go to sleep. Misty Blue with the $5. Wishing Hemp and Mr. Fantastic safe travels. Remember to have fun. That's a fact, though. Yep. And there's 3 fights. 3 fights. Corey Joe with us. Dope combo. Salute, brothers. Ari Nicole with us. Lamar, Black America, a prophet too, right? As Ed with the $5 Doc, are you serious? You must have missed the last 30 shows of men. UT with the $2. Every conversation isn't a debate, though. That's a fact. 15 with the $5. Hemp, when you gonna put that Houston link up together? November, I'm aiming for. As Ava the fellow said, DJ and Fantastic, you guys got to fight for real and don't do it. Pay per view. Don't know if you taking Joe to Masana's place, you gotta go like Joe. As Ava the fellow, okay, I read this one. All right, cool. So everybody good? Everybody straight? Join the Discord. Get familiar. Let's lock in. Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%, man. We're gonna do what we gotta do. It's all good, man. It's all good. Yeah, 100%. So everybody lock in, get in the Discord. That's where the conversation continues. I promise to end the Discord right now talking about this for sure. So definitely lock in, man. It's awesome, man. We really building a community. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Be safe and do the right thing, man. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. And we out.